Hey! Wow,
Holy
look at that.
cow,
We're
that
just
popped in
right
there.
here.
It's ready to rock.
Hello, and welcome to the Rag Company Q&A Thursday, the last of 2021. And what a
final.
special one it is.
It is.
We don't have
Such a show.
We don't have the table decorated, but there's cool stuff going on.
I've got some.
around.
I'm almost drank.
Hold
this.
on. Hey, I think
Here.
there's a. We need one of those. We have a disco ball. Can we get that?
I mean, I'm sure it's
maybe.
around
Possible.
somewhere.
Can we
I
get
feel
that
nervous every time I hold that thing.
Hold on. This
Do
is
we
how,
keep it
this is-
nearby?
This is how fast we.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
never mind. A disco ball, Glenn. Thank you. She's on it.
Okay, knew where it was right
So,
away. Impressive.
Nice.
It's exciting, right?
It's
the
been
end of a year.
Yeah, a lot of snow on the ground here in Boise, Idaho.
It's still going.
Quite a bit. Such a snow day.
So with that said, right, let's go over a little bit of housekeeping, right? Because
Let's.
today's going to be a little bit of a special episode because we're going to be going over some of the new and exciting things here at the Rag Company.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Check that out, right?
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That sets the mood for sure. We should drop that.
Especially when it rolls
falling
around.
right off the table, it shatters.
We'll drop this at some point. Right? We'll put it like that, Dane.
A little spooky. It's like a
but
little Christmas ornament.
all right, so we have to go over some just housekeeping things really quick. So first off, right, hopefully everybody scored on the one-day sale that we had last week, right, the day after Christmas, right, which was the the things I didn't get but I still want
Right.
sale.
It was
right?
good sale.
It's kind of our take on a Boxing Day sale is what it is. So really cool, 20% off, right? A lot of people did score for that sale and kind of, we're able to see it because it was sent out in our newsletter, right?
That's right.
One of the few ways to see a sale along with our social media platforms. Now, from there, right, what we're going to do today as a housekeeping thing, we're going to make some resolutions for ourselves, right? Talk about some things that we're looking forward to
aware of
in
that,
the
but
new
I'm in.
year.
Yeah.
And we are also going to be recapping some of our favorite things from this year,
Yeah,
right?
a couple things.
And this is going to be, kind of like we want you guys to hang out with us and talk about maybe some of your successes, and we're going to read them out loud, and we also want to talk about some of your resolutions if you do have some for yourself, right? Whether it's detailing related, family related, or just your own personal endeavors.
And for those of you that are wondering, because it is the end of the year,
Yeah.
the other thing we're going to maybe hint at or talk about, because we are going to be talking about on the next podcast,
Yeah.
the UK Cut 2022.
Yeah, we keep talking about that.
It's going to happen. So we just want to get everybody's, thoughts and ideas on that.
We're
But
doing it for 6 months again because I felt like that time frame.
I feel like you're right. I
very
think that's a
long.
little long, but you've got to remember, here's what we've got. We're going to have TR SEMA
Yeah.
end of March,
Yeah.
first week of April.
Yeah.
That is going to be our first milestone.
Okay, so we'll see where we're at. See if we're looking a
See
little
where
bit
we're
slimmer
at
for the
TR
event.
SEMA. Our goal is to try hard and fast from January 3rd to
first?
till.
You wanna start
Well,
on the
you can
first?
start on the first. I'm just saying that we're going to be in the studio
gotcha.
Okay.
on the 3rd. So we're going to rock hard until TR SEMA. But we have a party here with a lot of people coming and a lot of food and a lot of eating that week. So then we're going to have to regroup, start fresh again, because it's only going to be about 90 days again until we're hopefully, fingers crossed, at Waxstock and traveling the glorious UK again with our friends. So
time that would be.
it's going to work out, I think. We'll have a 90-day hard and fast to TR SEMA and then a 90-day hard and fast UK Cut.
Yeah.
I think that's a little better. I think it's something we can achieve because, let's say we don't do very good for the first 3 months. Maybe within the last 3, we can really kick it into high gear, and see where we want to go. So I want people thinking about maybe some of their plans and what they want to do because we're actively going to try and do some stuff this year.
Yeah.
We want to have some fun. We want to enjoy ourselves. We want to have a good time. I do want to say in our housekeeping, next Thursday, if you're in Australia and you're near Canberra,
Canberra.
Canberra, Canberra.
No, it's
Keep
not
saying it.
Canberra.
It'll get
All
better.
right, Summer Nats.
America.
Summer Nats.
Our Aussie
20
friends are going to correct you.
22 to all of our Australian friends. It is a smoke show, is what that is.
Is it?
It is a tire burning festivity of the highest order. If you don't like tires, there's a lot of people there that also hate tires.
They hate tires.
We're killing all of them.
Kill
Yeah.
all the tires.
Kill All Tires happening at Summer Nats
Yeah.
in Alice Springs. And crazy big event. Point is, I got to pull this up. Give me a second. You guys need to go check out the AU Car Care Co. booth.
Ooh.
Get some Rag Company products and some PNS products and some other products. But So it's going to be happening 6th to the 9th, Summer Nats, and booth number 12 in the Rare Spares Pavilion. Go see Mark. Tell him you heard it from the boys on the podcast, on the Q&A, and he's going to give you 10% off if you're buying products there. So all of our Australian friends, go visit Mark Perch, AU Car Care Co., booth number 10 in the Rare Spares Pavilion.
Sweet Rag Company products.
Have some sweet Rag Company. Maybe grab some Dream Maker, maybe some Bead Maker, get a couple Eagles, some FTWs.
Yeah.
Maybe go wipe down some people's cars for them. Ask first.
Yeah.
Don't
Tell
just
'em we
randomly
sent you.
wipe down people's cars because, some people might not want
Be
you
courteous.
touching.
Well, I hope that
We know
Summer
you
Nats
are, but-
smells like tires.
It's going to
and
smell like a
watermelon.
lot of rubber and water.
That's what I
Burnt
hope it
rubber
smells
and
like.
watermelon. Now that
My
is air
favorite
fresh.
combination.
Yes.
So before we jump into questions, really quick,
Yeah.
Tinge of gasoline. on
because
top.
about the halfway point, we're going to be talking about some of our goals for 2022. But I would like to recap on some of our successes of 2021.
Okay.
All right. So, as a company and maybe as an individual, right, some of the big kind of things that we've done, right, over the last year. So, Levi, do you have anything that you feel you personally are extremely proud of?
Well, I'm really proud of the fact that I was able to move out of my office in the main building and move into here with you guys into what I like to refer to as Mecha Cube.
Yes.
I think that was really a win this year
Well, you got your own
for
cube.
a good number of,
And it was 33%
biggest
bigger
cube.
than other
33%
cubes.
bigger of all other cubes.
He made sure.
It was a great time. Loved it. Had a wonderful time, me and Mecha Cube, for about 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh, and then what happened?
Well, I took one for the team, one for the company, and I increased the size of Mecha Cube by an additional.
How selfless.
It was already bigger by 33% by all other cubes. I increased it almost another 20%.
Wow. That's pretty big.
Thus allowing a young Gabe Garcia to join me as a cube
yes.
mate.
Well, that's really nice of you.
So
We
really,
needed a place to be.
it's called sacrifice.
It is sacrifice.
It's something that you gotta do to give. Really
you
put in.
You got to give to get.
Got to give to get, right? So I put in a deposit, so to speak, into TRC by allowing Gabe to move into my cubicle.
That's
So you have a roommate now.
I have a roommate now in my
Yeah.
cubes. My side's the dirty side, his side's the clean side.
yeah.
A real odd couple situation. Fun. We like to laugh. We like to have jokes and things.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a line of tape down the middle. Sometimes there's not.
You're both fans
You
of
know.
Apple products. So
Both fans of Apple
good
products,
there.
except he's using all the Apple products, and I'm
Right.
not. I've got PCs,
Android.
and Android stuff, but which is weird.
So what else? What else did you?
okay, well, what else?
The
What
other
else?
thing I
Moving
loved
along.
was the cheap car challenge. I
Yeah.
loved how I was able to win the entire program.
You
the
didn't
challenge,
win.
Yeah,
everything.
how's that going for
You lost the car.
I saw
Really,
some questions
probably one of
down
the
the line
greatest
about
achievements
Red
of my
Levi,
life.
you actually never sold the car.
He did the opposite of win.
Again, I
It's at your
won.
house. I saw it the other day.
I was able to win the whole kit and caboodle.
Because you won the car
I
by default.
just never had to. I didn't.
You
Get
know you have to
sell
pay
it.
that back.
Yeah,
The real win
yeah.
was the friends who made along the way. Is
Yep,
that where
the
he's gonna
real,
go?
the real win was the friends at the junkyard that I made along the
you're
way,
making a lot
buying
of friends
parts.
at junkyards.
No, and then of course it was great being able to go to Monterey this year. It was great being able to attend SEMA this year.
The few opportunities
Yeah.
we got to get out of the cage and actually go interact
Felt
in
good.
another
Felt
environment.
good.
Yeah, felt good.
Yeah. But all in, it was a lot of fun. I think this year we probably had the most fun that we've had. I miss the travel. I will say that. I think I'm hoping in my goals for 2022.
Levi, this year has
We
not
can-
been the most fun we've had. Let's be honest.
I was gonna say,
I'm just
all
saying.
time,
previous
I'm just
years that we
saying,
had blasts,
for the year, especially for 2020.
compared to 2020, though, it's night and day.
Oh yeah.
Night and day. We were able to do some stuff this year, which was a lot of fun, especially
Not
for the
all.
company.
Yeah.
However, next year, 2022, I really want to bring the noise.
Okay.
Is that a term people use?
So you want a loudspeaker?
Well, I already brought a loudspeaker in.
So Gabe has a loudspeaker.
That's
that
a megaphone.
Megaphone and a steam whistle to get us back to work.
I didn't know he had a steam whistle. When did he install
He
that?
installed that while you were gone earlier for lunch.
okay.
And
Now, I don't
so-
want people watching to forget that this is a Q&A. So
It is a
might
Q&A.
need to
We're
leave
just-
this
we-
alone
Steam whistle
we gotta
from
talk.
Make sure
the
we can facilitate.
1940s.
Questions.
Right.
Whoa.
can
Oh,
actually
there he
hear
is.
the
He's
alarm
got us.
going on
Yep.
out there.
Can you get the steam whistle going, please? You got that from Auschwitz, I believe it or not.
I don't think that's true.
Which is horrible.
I
I
don't
know,
think
but
that's
it
where
is
it's from.
it is an artifact. So
Okay.
moving on. What else? What else did you do?
That can't
Anything
be
else
right.
exciting?
For myself,
Yeah. For you personally, did
Well,
you, in your life, any major accomplishments?
cleaned up the MOSHQ. That's really it. I developed a new podcast studio in the MOSHQ headquarters.
You did?
And I've made one episode.
Okay.
For
any
the year.
Any family things?
No, not really. Just
All
hanging
right.
out, enjoying ourselves.
Moving on.
Kids are growing. That's all that matters.
Good.
That's
You
what
know,
they do.
We're all
Yeah.
alive,
Yeah. Yeah.
vaccinated.
good.
That's good.
Yeah. Dane, what about you?
You know,
Because most of your accomplishments actually come towards the end of the year, which
it
is
was
hilarious.
a very interesting year.
To the last
full
minute,
of
literally. To the wire.
curveballs, right down to the wire of just weirdness and going with the flow and seeing where you end up. And I think despite the incredibly strange journey I've been on this year, it ultimately ended up in a good place, and I'm really looking forward to 2022. Now, if that sounds vague, it's because the sheer details of it are just so all over the place. Anyway, point is, big truck is sold.
Yeah.
That
It is
booty is
gone.
gone.
Well, Dane,
It
your
was
accomplishment,
fun.
you won a truck
I
for
won a
for
crazy
$700, right? That was worth like $100,000. You
Yeah.
sold the truck.
Well, he drove the truck for like 6 months.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for over half a year.
Yeah, and then
it was a
sold
lot
it.
of fun. And I have to say, awesome in the snow. Despite the big wheels, those tires still gripped a lot. I was impressed.
What other accomplishments have you made besides that?
So beyond that, I'm very proud of myself for having actually cleaned out my current house, because the whole process is working towards
Yeah.
moving into a new house, getting a new house, and selling the truck was part of that. But this is all just one big thing, working towards that. And I honestly never thought that garage. You remember my garage tour? I thought, oh God, it's just. It's exhausting just looking at it, and it's like, okay, is it ever going to get better? Well, as a matter of fact, now I've got a clean slate I can work on going into the next place, and I've cleaned up the existing place. You wouldn't recognize
Dane,
it.
you made a huge accomplishment, a huge stride in the beginning of the year when you cleaned up your backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Got
was
the backyard,
2021,
yeah.
right?
The other
That
thing,
was-
put that concrete parking pad in.
You
for
did.
the.
I'm very happy with
for
that.
the
That was a
Hyundai.
good choice.
Yeah.
That's going to help a lot for whoever takes it next. They're going to be real happy that's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good feature.
Yeah, I'm happy to include that. As far as other stuff, I just I'll basically mirror what you said business wise. I mean, going on the trips was definitely a highlight this year, because the previous year we just didn't do much of anything travel wise. But Tier SEMA was a highlight for
Yeah.
sure, and I'm really looking forward to this year's. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We got lots of people excited about coming in and doing it again. They all seem to really love being able to do that. So that's not necessarily a me thing. That's broader than that, but that's how I look at this. Is we're all a community here. So I really, I want everybody to succeed. That's what I want. So.
Cool.
Yeah,
We'll get
that's
into our
the plan.
2022 goals.
What about yours? What
yeah.
were the highlights of this year for you?
Highlights of my year, above all, I had a baby.
That's right. You did.
I did.
Yeah.
My daughter was born, and that's pretty
Big
much the biggest accomplishment of my life. I like to think so, right? Happens.
You
some people
changed
duplicated
you,
yourself.
didn't
Which
it?
Well,
was
some
pretty
people
cool.
some people experience that, right?
Yeah.
In different times in their
Yeah.
life,
Sure.
right? And I think that I'm in a pretty good spot, and so I'm very happy that my daughter was born, right? I'm very happy, I'm very grateful that my wife was able to get away from a stressful job, getting into a lower stress job, and she's happier too, right? So the family,
That's
the
good.
home life is really, really good,
Yeah.
right? And I mean that's huge. I also feel like pretty proud of the fact that I got my house, getting more and more up to par. I mean, my garage made some progression, then made some kind of regression.
Right. Your
It-
upper living space.
in the last month or two. It's full of a lot of stuff, but it'll get back to the normal state I like it in. But I'm also super happy that I hit over 100,000 people on a platform you've never heard of.
Yeah. That's always an achievement.
It is a platform based out of Singapore.
Okay.
You haven't heard about it, but I mean, over there, they know me.
Pretty sure
Big
it's
deal,
in
big
Silicon
deal.
Yeah,
Valley.
no.
Yeah. Nick's
No.
right. We've all heard of all Nick
Yeah,
fans.
so I can't really talk more much about that, but that was a huge accomplishment. Got a
Yeah.
plaque. That
Yeah.
was pretty
Oh,
sweet.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Didn't know you
It
could
was
get a
weird
plaque
that
for
they
that.
carved it out of wood.
Yeah.
What's
I thought
really
that was
crazy
strange.
is it looks exactly like those YouTube play buttons. Like
No,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, but
No,
they
this
made
was-
it again.
but they
Made it out of wood.
Beech
It was
wood.
spray painted.
It was made
too,
out
which
of
I thought
one-
was weird.
Well, yeah, they sprayed that chrome paint on it.
It was
Oh, yeah,
whittled
that's
out of one piece of beech wood and then spray painted.
Yeah, but it was that chrome chrome spray paint, which I thought was an
Yeah,
odd
so cool.
use, but
Whittled-
very nice of the thought.
Whittled
Very
my
nice.
name into it.
Yeah.
Continuing on.
in Mandarin.
Yeah.
And so other than that, though, right, other cool things I've done was that, we built some cool cars, right?
Yeah,
I
we
think
did.
I was pretty proud of that white Civic.
Yeah,
right.
I was proud of you.
That was.
I thought it was
I
great.
think I had the coolest looking car amongst the three of us.
I think
Sorry.
looked good.
I was the most proud of Dane
for basic
for
traffic.
getting his wheels refinished so beautifully.
Yeah.
That was the most proud moment I think I've ever had.
Yeah.
You put a
It's
lot of
really
work and
good when you
effort.
have someone else do it for you.
And then I'm also really happy about the friendships that we've continued to bloom over the last year, right?
Yes.
And
Thankful to everybody that came to visit us.
Yeah, right. It's pretty awesome, right? We finished the TRC Rex, right, which was amazing as well.
Yeah, we
So
built
there
a
is-
car.
So yeah, those are those were work accomplishments, right? I feel like those are also like personal things too. But I mean, as a company, right? I mean, if we look at kind of what we've done, we built a car. We had 2 really successful series in our eyes, right? That people really enjoyed watching. People got to know us a little bit more.
Yeah.
It was something
and-
different, and it was a chance to try, a different format, but bring people in that we know and love and give them an opportunity to take part in it. I thought it was a fun adventure.
Yeah, and then the rag company has continued to grow, right? We've grown, we've continued to grow. Employees wise now, we're much bigger than where we started. We're still a family owned company where we are still have a very much a family environment, but for the most part, we're continuing to grow. Things are turning. I don't want to call it more corporate, but like a little bit more structured, right?
Yeah.
As
Well,
you get bigger, you got to
Yeah,
get
you
more
gotta
organized. It's
kind of
just
have that,
the
right?
fact of the matter.
Some rules, but other than that, though, I mean, it's been a really really successful year for us. So on that note, let's go ahead and answer some questions.
All right, starting it up. Last Friday Eve of 2021, ladies and gentlemen, from Adam M. You're correct, man.
Boom.
Correct. Dan Pfeiffer saying a happy Friday, even a word up from Frozen, Minnesota. Thanks for a great year, TRC, and I'm excited to see what's in store for 2022. Happy New Year to all. Happy
Thank
New Year,
you,
Dan.
Dan. Happy New
and
Year to
Hans
you.
saying swoop and towels up from across the pond. Thanks,
Hey, yo.
Hans. And then Mike C. Hey guys, happy Friday or happy New Year's. Just ordered a few KC spray bottles and spray heads. Are they chemically resistant for diluted power cleaner Green Star? Yes, they are.
You watched the
Now,
video. Good job.
the 2 different colors are different based on the pH scale. So one is for one side, or the black is for the technically
black is technically a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But like white is going to be definitely more for
The
your
gray,
alkaline.
yeah,
alkaline
it's gonna be
base.
I
more
love
for your
how on
heavier
our
alcohol.
site the search term for that is cylindrical bottle.
Yes.
Oh, you're talking about the KCX spray. I thought you were talking about IK. So the KCX
spray bottles.
The
Yeah.
KCX spray bottles
had
that
a
only
video
comes
come
with
out
one
recently.
form.
Only
So-
one sprayer.
Yeah. So the sprayer that it comes with is just kind of a balance that it's able to use everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alex Dewar, last Friday Eve of 2021. What an amazing year. Thank you to everyone at TRC for your amazing hard work and dedication. We're forever grateful. Here's to 2022. Thank you, Alex. We
Right
appreciate
on.
it.
All right, moving to the next page.
Number 3, Happy New Year, TRC. Question: do higher concentrations of O&R help prevent dirt scratches during a spray-on dwell microfiber gentle wipe-off type of cleaning? Not necessarily.
Not the way you'd
Yeah,
think.
it doesn't really translate that way, Matt.
No,
but it can.
If
It
anything,
just-
I mean, it
yeah.
just provides a little bit more lubrication,
Yep.
right?
It's really better for like the clay purpose.
But,
That's the reason people. would
from
go.
all of our tests, it's never increased the cleaning power. The cleaning power, like, kind of caps out at, well, how do I say it? Starts out and caps out at 256 to 1.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it was designed for.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jeff C. or Ricardo. What's up, TRC crew? Looking forward to what the new year has in store. Us too.
Oh, great.
Jeff C. says, Happy New Year, everyone. On my way to the airport and flying to SLC tonight. Jeff, huzzah.
Yeah,
enjoy.
Enjoy. Levi knows his way around.
I know my way around
Definitely
SLC.
Enjoy
Neil White,
Grid City.
Yeah, happy almost New Year's Eve, TRC. I received a box of towels for Christmas. Can't wait to put them to use. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks, Neil.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then Poets, happy Friday, New Year's Eve. Thank you, man. And then, where are we at? Dabbler, I'm here now. We can start the Q&A.
Good.
And Chris
Glad we
Diggett, Happy New
sorted
Year. Poets received a clay towel last week. Made 2021 better in the nick of time.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Right
I think-
up to the
I think
last
that's
minute.
really the gift
Yeah,
of the
it is.
year.
Yeah.
For all of us was the return of the clay towel, the ultra clay towel.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the biggest thing for a lot of us.
Great
So-
detailing tool, a great weapon as well.
Well, you're gonna slap
throw
people
it,
with
Yeah,
and
you
it's
can
like
Yeah.
a squid that
Yeah.
attaches to your face. Right? I can't
Oh,
see
Exactly
anything.
like that.
It's like
Yeah.
a face hugger, an alien.
Correct. That's
Okay.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it does. Scott says, not car related, but any thoughts on a product to clean concrete garage floors? So most of your parts stores have a degreaser that is designed for concrete, like a concrete cleaner. you can usually ask. I don't know who makes it or what the name is. The other thing you can do is go to Home Depot and look up some of the ZEP products that are designed to really clean concrete. But it depends on what you're using it for. There's a lot of concretes that need an acid style cleaning. There's other concretes that need an alkaline. So they're all very different.
Well, really quick on that, Scott. I got that garage floor cleaner attachment for my pressure washer. I spray a little bit of Green Star on there, diluted at like, I don't know, 10 to 1 or whatever it is on my garage floors. Let it kind of dwell for a minute, get a good, nice, even coat. Take that floor pressure washer scrubber thing. Got it on Amazon. It was like $50. I can't remember the brand off the top of my head, but basically like spins downward, right? Doesn't create a mess. It's totally fine. But you go over everything, and then you take a squeegee, you squeegee out the floors, or you just simply use a
fan or something.
Not a fan, but you can use a broom. Broom out the liquid and any extra foam. I'm left with some pretty spotless floors. I mean, they're good enough to eat off of, right? Nice. I wouldn't eat off of them, just due to...
Should we do that someday? Maybe have like a picnic?
Nope, you can't do that, Dane. I've seen your garage floors, and you have paint on them. And so...
Now, before we move... unless you're adding
I'm gonna go to what you were talking about. So, not adding, but on a different note, Dane would like to say that after a lot of battling with us, he said, guys, I think this is going to be the best thing for the Q&A. We're moving. So not only is Dane moving...
You're saying the opposite of what happened.
The Q&A is moving. He really fought for this, and we said, Dane, we're going to give you what you want. And what was that, Dane?
Q&A is my baby. When I came up with it for us, I thought it would be an interesting angle we could do, and clearly you guys have shown us that you love doing it every single week, and it's been really fun for us to go through. How many episodes have we done now? I mean, hundreds. But the thing here is it does kind of clog up the feed when you're looking
on the main
for
channel
videos and things on our main channel. So don't panic. We're still going to do Q&A, guys, but there's going to be a little tweak to what happens to the Q&A videos after they're live.
Yeah.
So as far as the videos go, the way this is going to work starting in 2022 is we are going to have them still happening here on the main channel. That's the way we've done it.
On the Rag Company channel. We'll
continue to do it at the Rag Company YouTube channel. When it's live, it's happening here, and that's going to be that. However, in the day and all time following the day that it's live, it will then be uploaded to the Rag Company podcast YouTube channel.
So where we'll be archiving.
Will be the new home. That is where you can find all the old episodes.
So let's say it's Friday morning and I want to listen to the Q&A. Do I go to the Rag Company or do I go to the Rag Company podcast page on YouTube?
That's where you run into the dilemma. There's a chance it may not be moved over, but it should be. So, odds are you will find it over on the Rag Company podcast YouTube channel. But if you don't see it there, it'll still be over on the other. We won't take the other one down until it's confirmed that it's up on the other.
Yeah.
That's going to be the way it goes.
But we're live on the Rag Company channel.
Right. So, not to confuse everybody.
Lots of info.
But I want you to understand it is not going away. It is simply migrating after each live. Yeah. So the live will no longer be visible on the main Rag Company YouTube channel after it has been live. Probably 24 hours, it'll still be around. And then after that, poof, it's gone. It's still invisible on the back end as far as we're concerned. But it's going on to the Rag Company podcast YouTube channel, which is where you can find it if you missed it. And for those who listen to audio versions of the show, don't worry. Nothing's changing. You're good. You're all good.
So we're moving, but it's like a delayed move.
Yeah.
So what we're doing, actually, technically, what's that term where somebody is living in a house that's not theirs?
Squatting.
We're squatting.
Yeah.
Here on the Rag Company YouTube channel.
Just for the show.
So just so you understand, guys, all of you watching here, the Rag Company YouTube channel has a lot more subscribers than the Rag Company podcast channel. That's just a fact of life. That's why we started the Q&A here, because that's where everybody was. Yeah. But we want people to get their info kind of more in the same place, more of the podcast format, have that happening on the podcast channel. That's just the way that's going to go. So when you come to the main channel here, you're going to get more of those how-to videos. You're going to get detox. You're going to get Wash Wednesdays, all kinds of stuff like that. But the Q&As will only be here when they're live or are going to go live during the week. And then after that, it's gone. It moved over to the podcast channel. So that's what's going to happen. If you don't understand it still, I tried to explain it. but you can feel free to ask it because this is a Q&A after all. So, hey.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's like when
moving along.
Frank Reynolds walks in and says, "Squatters." You ever seen that episode? You've never seen that?
I've heard it, though. Yeah, it's funny,
Dane
though.
or
I've heard
Levi.
that.
All right.
Man.
I see,
it
I
as a
see
thing.
comments. People seem to get it. So
Chris
we're good.
Driggett, how about a hybrid wash? Snow foam, rinse, waterless or rinseless wash, drying or aid or dry. Yeah, I've done that too. In my shop, we would do that kind of stuff. We would basically, instead of using soap for our main contact wash, we would use rinseless.
Yeah.
So, yeah, nothing wrong with that. Do it however you want. There's no wrong way, man. Phase Maze said, hey, Alex Bachman, 2022 is going to be awesome. Thanks for a great year. Keep up the work, TRC team. Thank you, man. We appreciate it. John Sotomayor saying, Scott Dayoff, check out a concrete cleaner called Terminator. And then what we got next page there? Dabbler and Alex talking.
Lurking in the corners.
Scott asking, can I phone my neighbor? She looks and smells horrible.
Well, that's a nice thing.
You
to
might
say.
want to ask permission.
Ask her first.
T-Line, hello, what's the required amount of time between coating application and sending a coated car out in the rain with the Inspiration line of products? Thanks. Depends on how you do it. If you're doing Inspiration, you can put Beadmaker over the top of it and it's fine.
Yeah.
If it's Legend, you cannot put anything on top of Legend other than other Legend or Soul. Then
Yeah.
you can put it out. But realistically, you really want to make sure there's no rain in the forecast.
Yeah,
Especially
any
with
moisture.
Legend. It's much more temperamental with water
You don't
than the
chance it.
others.
Josh J says, what is the best all-around APC that is safe and effective for interior and exterior surfaces? Thanks. I'd go with Green Star, right? Power Clean's great too. Power Clean's pretty strong in most cases. So I would try Green Star. Give it a shot. Let us know what you think, right?
Yeah.
So Green Star, I think it diluted. I mean, for interiors, it can be diluted 20 to 30 to 1. I mean, you're putting drops of Green Star into water, and it's still effective.
Now, before we move on, I do have one thing I want to tease. There's going to be a fun little thing we talk about in the second half of the show here that is sitting out in the studio.
We are going to talk about
We won't
that.
talk about it yet.
No, yeah.
But in the second half of the show, stick around for
And
that.
I think that is also one of part of Dane's
a fun
goals for
development.
2022.
Yeah,
so
that's going to be a 2022.
You'll get to see that. So
Yeah,
moving
you'll get
on
a peek.
here, we got next up.
Oh, I love
Josh
this
again.
question.
I've noticed that Matt from OG doesn't use IK sprayers. Would you say the ones he uses are better? We're going to say they're not any better or any greater than what we use. It's a personal preference. And Dane?
I have a very specific request for Josh.
Don't tell him to do it, Dane.
Don't tell him to go watch the video.
Don't tell him to watch that video. It hurts me.
It's so good. I love
relive
that
that
video.
experience.
People love that video. There's just a conflict. It's so good. Okay, so if you've been hovering around on Matt's channel for a while, depending on how long you've been watching it, you may or may not have seen it. But
2 years
search
ago.
Obsessed Garage and IK Sprayers and the Rag Company all together in a search, you should find the video where we're actually at his house and Anthony is showing him how to use them. And what we find is the expectation is just slightly different. What he expects is just a little different than from what
It's unrealistic.
we're
He's
trying to work on.
crazy.
Yeah, so
In a good
just
way.
watch
we
it.
love Matt.
Make your own
But he
decisions.
he
make
knows
your
he's
own,
crazy.
findings out of it. But
Yeah.
it's worth a watch.
Like we said, we offered them to him. His expectations were different than ours. That's all.
Yeah,
That's all.
That's
A lot
just
of people
fact
love the
life.
IKs. Everybody uses the IKs. A lot of people use what the others. I don't even know what style he's selling now, but
It's like anything in
yeah.
detailing. You
It's
just
all
make
personal
sure
preference.
your customer understands what you're going to do before you do it. All right. So,
Scott says, when
Scott,
using the pressure washer, do you guys have any tips on keeping those hoses in check? Depends on how much hose you're running. I'm running like 25 feet, and it's not even enough. I need like a 50-foot hose from my driveway.
I use two 25s linked together.
Sister.
Because I haven't bought a 50-foot hose yet.
Yeah.
I need to probably buy one. That's what I should have asked for Christmas. Dang it. Rats.
Darn it. Well,
Darn it.
a-
But to keep it in check, I do my best to unravel that thing in the best way possible to where I can, once you use a pressure washer enough, you know what the hose is going to do, right?
You
One
don't want to
left-
whip it.
Well, one
you
left
know.
turn or one right turn, you're like, how does it look like a rat's nest
Right.
after like walking around the car once? Once you get to know the hose and what you can and can't do, or you find a really pliable hose, it gets a lot easier. But
Well, there's a lot of times people don't realize, and they'll take their hose and they'll try to pull on it, or they'll whip it. That's
Yeah.
a metal hose.
This
In
one's
reality,
like
that's a
oil.
steel
Braids in it,
braided
yeah.
hose that's
Yeah.
covered in rubber. So be careful. Don't smack your car with it.
So
all.
show of hands here. How many people have ever hit their car with a pressure washer hose? How many people
I
have
swear I
not?
saw hands go up in the back room,
How many
too.
people have not hit their car with a pressure washer hose?
Come on. It doesn't matter how good you are. It's happened at some point.
Yeah.
How many
no.
people have dented a car with a pressure washer hose?
Now, dented, that's different.
Okay, I haven't
can't say I've
dented a
done
car, but that would be
I
pretty
bonked
terrifying.
it, but it was harmless.
Right. So anyway,
that.
moving
And
on
usually
here.
if it's going to hit something, it's going to
Mountain
hit like a
Town
plastic or
Detail
something.
says, I'm always looking in the corners as well. Dabbler, don't look behind
Yeah.
you.
Oh.
Yikes.
Alex says he did hear a famous Idahoan YouTuber say headlight restoration is like Botox. I think that could be a great retirement side gig for G. Davis. Very nice.
Just headlight restoration injections.
I don't know who
all
would
day
say that in the same sentence, but that is definitely out of left field, right?
impressive.
That guy must be kind of weird.
Hey, he has to be.
Frank, here we go, says,
Saying
hello, Yoshi. Please pardon the extra weight. It takes Dane some time to get down his new driveway because of how long it is.
That's great.
It sounds luxurious, but I bet it's not.
Long driveway style is what we call that.
Well,
Troy Preston, happy Friday and a New Year's Eve from Down Under. Thank you, Troy. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. And go check
Troy,
out Summer Nats.
if you're going to Summer Nats next week, make sure you stop at AU Car Care Co.'s booth and say hello.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
Mark you were listening to the show. Graham, happy New Year's Eve, lads. Wishing you and everyone a bodacious 2022. Thank you, Graham.
nice.
Appreciate it too,
Good
man.
word choice. Bodacious.
Very good. Adam Hancock saying, what's up, guys? Happy Friday Eve. Josh J. Is answering Scott.
Yeah.
Cody Naney, best coating you sell. Cody, all the ones we sell.
Yeah.
They all
Coating
work
needs
great.
a coating.
What do you need a coating for? How long do you want your coating to last?
I'm going to take a wild guesses for that Jeep.
That's kind of the thing we're talking about. So
probably
if you
gonna
need some
see-
help, feel free to reach out. Levi at theragcompany.com and I'll lean
I'll
you
walk
right
you
way.
through it.
Neil White, almost Happy New Year, TRC. Received a we already read that. Thank you, Neil.
Yep.
All right.
Ooh, Cody says, what microfiber towels would you recommend for using O&R with? I'm really any ones you really would like, but I would say the Eagle 350s are a great towel for rinseless. Even the 500s if you want to jump into 500s, but I would just say that those are all in all one of the safest. The Creature might be a more affordable option as well, but something with a higher pile for sure. Scott Dayhoff says,
That's unfortunate.
COVID positive family members unfortunately canceled one side of our family Christmas. Dang.
Sorry, Scott. That's
Scott,
never fun.
that we've heard quite a bit of that.
I also
happening
feel
this
bad
year.
for them because they had to be alone probably. So
Yeah.
sorry about that. Eric.
Says, happy Friday Eve, TRC crew. Let's get ready for a great 2022. Thanks all for your detail and help during 2021. You guys rock. Thank you.
Eric.
Appreciate it. And then detailing vibes. What microfiber towels do you recommend to use with the O&R during a rinseless wash? Just like we
we
said.
covered that. Yeah, Eagle
I think that's
350s.
Cody on there.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, that is Cody. He's asking the same questions.
Yeah.
So we just answered that, Cody. Joshua Deal, with the Cybertruck being stainless steel, how would you detail the exterior? Would it be the same process as a normal vehicle, clay, polish, wax? Would you still be able to put a ceramic coating on it? Well, that depends on if it's clear coated.
How
Yeah,
many people at
Depends on
DeLoreans do you
yeah,
know?
DeLoreans, it's the same kind of way.
Little DMC
Same way
12.
you take care of stainless steel appliances. You can use bead maker, you can use O&R. There's a lot of different things you can do.
Lemon Pledge.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Don't do that.
No.
You could. Don't.
Hans asking the big question: did you end up selling the red truck? Even if I had the title today, this is not.
We
the
kind of
time.
already answered this.
Kind of
one,
not
too.
the time to be selling that truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you the thing about selling trucks in the winter.
Two-wheel drive truck in the
Two-wheel
winter.
drive
Yeah.
truck with a carburetor.
with a carburetor on it.
You thought I had a hard time.
And what's the temperature this Saturday night? It's -6
Yeah.
degrees Fahrenheit.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yeah.
Somebody comes to check it out. Hey, I'm only free tonight. I'll pay you cash right now. I
No, they
can't
literally
start
look at
this
the truck
thing.
and they're like, I need shelter.
Yeah.
I need to buy this truck so I can be in it so I'm not freezing out.
Yeah.
here.
It doesn't go out. It's not pulling out of your driveway. The tires are
Dang
just
it.
spinning. Dang.
No,
Sorry.
they're literally frozen to the ground.
Detailing Vibes 2006 says,
Well,
says I didn't, okay, we're not going to read that. Okay, moving on. And
Darren.
Thank you for all the advice this year, says Darren. You're welcome, man.
Thank you. Dabbler.
What products are you looking forward to most in 2022? Any insider info you can drop on us? No, you're just going to have to tune in for TRCMA.
Honestly, that's going to be the
TRCMA,
best
end of
thing.
March, first week April.
watch.
We're going to be launching and dropping all kinds of hotness.
It's that last week.
There
of
is
March.
These
hotness.
cool terms that I'm using. You like this stuff?
no, but
dropping
but
hotness.
that's not what the kids are saying.
We got lots of fresh drops and stuffs for you.
He's trying.
bet.
It's going to be
Bet.
Oh no.
On
Even
fire
that's getting
for
old
real.
now.
On fire.
All right, so we got
just
Chris
FR,
here.
FR. For real,
For real,
Yeah.
for real. Chris
OG,
Driggett, when
OG.
doing a soap wash, which is better, microfiber sponge mitt or noodles? Again, Chris, totally up to you. We've got chenille mitts, we've got the Cyclone and the Ultra Mitt, and we've got the UBS, the Ultra Black Sponge.
You're
All three
asking.
work,
I'm just
man.
going to tell you, go pick yourself up the Ultra Wash Mitt.
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Mountain Town Detail says 2021 highlights for MTD Grand Ambassador of the Year. That's a pretty.
Yeah, he won Grand Ambassador of the Year for 2021.
2020.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
He was the
2021
2020.
is
We've still got to
being figured
announce
out still.
2021.
Yeah, that hasn't happened.
Who will win? Are they in this room? Who will know?
Who knows?
Ooh. They might be amongst you right now.
MMC,
MMC
says, hey guys, so happy to see you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, man. We appreciate it. Mountain Town Detail says, SEMA, TRC visit.
Thank you for being a
Man,
vacation.
Grand
really?
Ambassador of the Year, SEMA, TRC visit. All amazing highlights for Mountain Town Detailing.
I appreciate it.
And getting to know all of you guys. So many relationships have been made. Yeah, no, same to
man.
you, brother. We
Thanks.
missed you. Scott Dayoff, are you heading to the Rolex 24 Daytona? I'm going to be going to the first time this year and can't wait. We aren't.
I bet that's going to be really
sounds
cool,
awesome.
though. That's a cool race.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen a Rolex in person?
No.
What, like the watch?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Some are really ugly.
Have you seen one in person?
Yeah.
Have you worn one?
I haven't worn one.
I haven't worn one.
I've seen them in
either.
person,
either.
though.
Do you know
Some
anybody with a
are
Rolex?
awesome. Some are hideous.
I don't know. I think I would be a Casio kind of
Ah.
guy.
Seiko for me.
Levi.
Armatron.
Armatron.
yeah.
That's where
All
it's
right.
at.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not sponsored by
Hans
Citizen
closing
Watches or
saying,
something,
Dane,
or
will the
Movement
new
Watches or
house have a
whatever.
paper shredder?
Oh, wow. Hey, there's a question. The answer is probably, I would hope.
Scott Daya or Alex
Oh, just
talking to Mountain Town. Scott, congratulations, Anthony.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank
And then
you.
Gorilla Jeebus, what's up, TRC dudes? So what's with all those descaling and sour shampoos? Is that a thing now and worth a try? A lot of it is just descaling is mineral deposits. So it's more of an acidic style shampoo, which is, gives it that sour scent. So
I was going to say, sour, you're not putting it in your mouth. You better
It's
not
a
be.
decon soap is what it is.
Okay.
It's got a sour scent and a sour kind of taste in the
see.
air.
Taste.
In the
No,
in the
see,
air.
now, because he loves sour flavored
That means
stuff.
there's
That's not,
what that means is it's on the acid scale. If you get
sure.
a sour flavor, so
Sure.
to speak, it's more of that
Yeah, you
acid.
bite into a
They
lemon.
don't
Yeah.
be tasting those soaps. It's
Like that.
dangerous.
You're not tasting. He's just saying.
do that.
But
Kevin D53 says, "Happy New Year to all TRC crew. Wish the best to all of you."
Aw,
those
thanks.
eggs that fire.
yeah.
That's
Fire.
It's
Han
fire,
says
yeah.
Anthony fans has 100,000 fans. Get busy then. 100,000.
Dang.
Philip Van Boeven says, speaking of winter, what is each of your waterless, rinseless wash techniques products, including paint, tire, rims, and fender lights? Philip,
Oh,
we just
man.
did a full live on it right here on the page. It's the one with the burgundy Dodge Challenger.
Challenger,
Yeah.
And we go through
We walked through all the procedures.
different processes.
And it was
So
live.
we also
I'll
have
show you how to do
Philip.
all that.
We actually filmed a couple banger videos this week, actually,
Yes.
that are going to kind of go over that and some techniques. And
Using my truck before we
and
sold
we used
it.
his truck before it sold. So he had one very, very clean part of his truck, and you'll see that here in an upcoming video. But stay tuned. I think that's going to be good. Let's just say we test the limits of rinseless washing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to get people excited.
So-
How far can you push?
I mean, on a particular
On black paint,
thing.
you take a light to it.
Detailed Dude. Is that PL? So it's
Yeah.
going to PL,
Yeah.
yeah. It says, whoop, whoop, happy
Hey.
New Year, TRC. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
MMC, if you polished a car with Koch One Cut, can you apply a coating on top? If so, what type of coating? No.
One cut and finish. No, yeah, you're gonna need to you
need
could
to do
polish
fine
with it,
cut.
but you're gonna have to
Yeah.
you have to
Or
paint prep
micro
it.
cut. You'll probably have to use micro cut with it too.
Well, I think
Yeah,
that
if it's
there's
got
just
finish,
one
yeah.
cut and
Hard
finish.
part with one cut and finish is
fills.
it's kind of got a filler in it, so it
Yeah.
might not do what you need it to do. So
Basically gets in the way.
I would rather use micro cut.
micro
But
micro
cut
cut
still has just a touch. So
micro cut. I still think has a very similar experience to one cut and finish.
Yeah.
Micro cut and finish, and then one cut and finish. Very similar. I think one cut provides higher gloss, but micro cut does have a little bit more cutting ability, but still leaves something behind.
but you could use fine cut and a soft pad
Yeah.
Yeah.
and finish out with that. It really finishes really well.
Fine cut finishes super well. Graham Marshall says, "Are any of the clay towels heading across the pond?"
Yes.
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 Yeah, Clean and Shiny will have them hopefully soon.
Yes.
And if John hasn't ordered them yet, then send him a message. All right. Detail dude. I really saw a guy named All Day Anthony, apparently obsessed with Hondas, said he's been using O&R in his steamer, eager to try it. That's great.
Give
Wow.
it.
That's a
shot.
Love that
That's
he's
a
doing that.
killer idea.
Yeah.
Somebody should try that.
Wow.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
Paul Allen, the steamer car wash live stream was my highlight this year. It was just great on motorcycles and engine bays. See you guys next year. Hatchet.
I
Thank you,
hope
Paul.
I hope
Paul.
Jeff is watching
Yeah,
this right
that's
now.
great.
Do you think
Yeah.
Jeff is watching this?
I hope so.
I hope Jeff is watching this.
was a-
Scott
that was
says,
a
nice
great show."
water room. I was wondering how they work. Thanks for the answer. You're right, Scott. Thank you. That was a good video. I'm loving that you guys did all that. Oh, Specky
Whoa.
McSporin saying, how's it going, guys? Specky,
Hey.
how are you, man? So our goal is to be at Waxstock this year, so we will hopefully be able to see you there. Miss you, brother. Hope you're doing well. And then Scott Dayoff, we already read that about the water room. And
Chad just wants to
Chad,
make sure he
what's
knows
up, dude?
that we know
Miss you, brother.
that he loves the Q&A.
Umberto saying hi to everybody and
geez,
saying
he's
hello
saying-
TRC team from Mississippi.
Oh.
To everyone.
Nice to see you, man.
So today it's first from Mississippi.
Yeah.
Let someone else beat you.
What's Curly
And then
Wolf saying up
Curly
here, Dane?
Oh, let's get Curly. Oh, dear.
Squatting for the new year. That's my resolution, too. I'm going to do as much diddly squat as possible.
Nice.
There you go,
That's
Curly
good.
Wolf.
That's
Squatters. Yeah.
Specky,
Oh,
what
dear.
are your guys' thoughts about Wowos being sold off and closing? It's that's a hard one. Kudos to Fraser for whatever he's doing next. Congrats. It's super frustrating. You guys all know how it went. Supply chain issues killed it for us, and it just wasn't going to be able to continue the way it was going to work. So, he's on to bigger and better things, and we wish him all the success.
I hope the chemicals can live on. Right?
Yeah,
We put a lot of
there's
work
some
into
beautiful
those.
a beautiful line,
And it's
great
a good line. It's a really solid, great experience
Cherish
products.
him if
So,
you got him.
Yeah.
Cherish them if you got them, right? They're
I
remnants.
will say, there's still a ton available in Australia.
Is there?
AU Carker Co. I was talking to Mark. He's still got a lot of great stock. So all you Australians,
You're probably going
Want
to
to get some Wowos, you can get those.
So if I was in Australia, right?
I know
would
John
buy-
Hull still has some. I know that Patrick still has some at TRC Europe.
So I would buy all the quick detailer.
Yeah, all of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
I would just say, hey, I
I'd
just
get
went-
tire restore, interior finisher, and quick detailer.
Yeah, I would
Those are
get quick
three.
detailer.
And maybe a couple bottles
three.
of crystal sealant.
Geez, quick detailer. I mean, Showstopper's also amazing too. But but technically we have Dreammaker
Dreammaker,
now, which
yeah.
is our take. Which is PNS's take on that, which is really cool. And then I would say, I mean, you kind of covered it. But the interior finisher,
Man,
that smell. Right when you get into your car after hitting that interior finisher, man, I miss it.
I miss it too.
What can you do, man? Right. So we got Dan.
Dan.
Gustino says oil stains on driveway.
Oil stains on driveway,
Tide liquid blue.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't tried that.
Neil White says,
Love the
I
caps
remember
lock.
that TRC OG vid. So awkward. that
Well,
was the goal.
Now let me.
We went and
kinda-
ate pizza and watched half a movie after that.
Some people think it's awkward because they only see the video.
Yeah.
They don't understand the context.
We had so much fun making
Matt
that video.
let Anthony drive his GT3 RS, and we have a video of that in case you don't believe it. He really did. and I
Now, that
riding
was a fun
shotgun.
video.
That
we,
was
we
very
edited it
fun.
to make it feel awkward and silly.
I think a
but it
big
was
part of it is
truly
people
good.
people oftentimes read into it. The fact is, what people don't see a lot of on Matt's channel or other places is when somebody pushes back on Matt just saying something.
Well,
And
I think what they think the people don't know Matt.
it's okay.
Yeah.
to
honestly,
disagree.
We know Matt very well.
We know
Yes.
Matt very well. We know him. Like, and we know
I get
what
Christmas
he's about.
cards from his wife
We know that
and
he
family.
has a good sense of humor.
Yep.
We know that
Yeah.
he's not everything he says isn't set in stone. It's not a concrete thing. It's
He
just the
changes
first.
his mind
It's the
on
first thing that
things.
comes to his head. So he speaks.
not
his
always
mind.
clear when,
but
but
I think
will.
that people know him. I think they get a different read on him of who he really is.
Yeah.
So that's why when we've seen the interaction of followers, like
Right.
of OG, like dedicated
some people
followers,
are-
and they meet him for the first time, they go, "Wait, so you're not what we fully expected. You're different, right? Not in a bad way.
No.
It's just, again, it's not that he's even different on camera, but their way they perceive him is different than
Correct.
what he really is in person.
I would also point out, you notice if you look back on our track record, look at how many times when we went to SEMA, for example, Matt chose to come over to our house to hang out and just pops into our podcast.
No,
just 'cause,
we
just chilling. He chooses to go there rather than somewhere else.
Well, and honestly, Matt, when he asks, hey,
Yeah.
we're going to SEMA, can I go with you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy, of course.
It's a compliment in its own way. And
it's
Matt's a cool guy.
And it's one of those things, and when we go, we tell him, like, we'll be down in Mobile Tech. If I say, hey, we want to swing by, let's check out the new building, he'd be like, done, come on over.
Yeah.
Come hang out. Let's see. Let's just go grab some food.
That's just one thing people have to know. That like,
Sometimes
our
you just
relationship
need
is
to know
much
a person
different.
like that.
I can give Matt crap all
Yeah.
day long. I can tell him that he's wrong straight to his face, and we're still friends. That's
Because at the end of the day,
it's not a disrespect thing at all. It's a fun thing.
Yeah.
A lot more fun to it than you think there is.
It's like sparring.
Moving on. what do
Barry
we got?
Cook, will you be getting any different colors of towels in the Purple Pearl Korean? Ooh, that's a good one. I like that, Barry. Maybe like a teal or something in the background here. Like, look at that color. Look how great that'd be.
You like that color?
I think that'd look pretty nice.
Tony Preston says,
Troy.
Troy.
that's what I said. I said Troy Preston. Josh J, everything detailing wise is personal preference. There's no better or best. What you like using, the next person might not like at all. What Matt and what TRC use comes to what they like using.
Yeah.
That's true.
And in fairness, there are some products that like fail within the first day or something, and okay, that's junk. But at the same time, it could also be the way you applied it. There's so many factors. You got to understand the environment you're in. Context is important.
Yep. Mike Castaldo, hello from Texas. Hey,
Hello
hey.
back.
Dan Deasy, Canada loves you guys. Great knowledge and sharing the group. Thank you, man.
Thanks, Dan.
Berto says, Happy New Year. Since this one's about to end, at least this is the last one of this year.
Yep.
And Detail Dude, what's the main purpose of Finisher in the PNS interior line? Anthony.
So Finisher is a peroxide treatment, and what that's going to do, it's going to help neutralize what's left of Carpet Bomber, right? If you're using that within the system, right? It's also going to attack any last scents, and it's also going to how do you say it? It doesn't
Also technically can as a bit of disinfectant.
It's a bit of disinfectant, right? I also think that the use of Finisher also helps with staining issues, not from like a protective level,
No, but coming back up.
But coming back up, right? So it kind of keeps things down below. So like, for example, like your substrate on your carpet or maybe within your foam, I think Finisher provides a good little barrier on that. And it makes things easier to clean the next time around.
Yeah.
And if you've used it, you kind of you know what I mean. But there is a definite reason why all three products exist in the line: Terminator, Carpet Bomber, and Finisher. It wasn't just like, hey, let's throw this in there. It is in fact to help neutralize, take away any last scents, prevent future staining from coming back up, and just adds a nice clean scent.
Yeah.
Best way to probably put it.
There you go.
Yep.
Yo, Hurl. Levi.
Just got a 50-foot Uber Flex hose and swivel joint for the pressure washer gun. I
Nice.
cannot wait to use them. Nice. There you go.
You know what I did, Levi?
What?
I had to empty out my Sierra Spotless resins. Being that it's wintertime, my garage isn't heated.
Yeah,
right?
you didn't want them freezing inside and cracking your container.
Well, I don't think, honestly, my garage doesn't get that cold to freeze, but like it's also like that water's just sitting in there, breaking down my resins more.
Let me just say, it's good practice to get into because you don't know, as you grow, as the child in your household grows, your daughter maybe wants to go outside and play in the snow. Maybe, let's say 3-4 years from now.
Ooh, yeah.
Right, in the winter. You maybe have you've added a little furnace into the garage that you can turn on when you want to go out there, right?
Yeah, it's like a switch, right? I'm like a crank handle.
Right.
Big lever.
Fire that bad
comes
boy
down,
up.
right? Lever comes down, right? Blowing hot air, right?
Yeah, right.
Heats it up quick.
So let's just say you're here at work, you and me, we're just doing
Lights
our
Joe
thing. The
Pesci's
three
head
of
on
us
fire.
are maybe working on one of Dane's new project cars.
Yeah.
And you drive home
Yeah.
and you're like, man, it's cold out today. It's really
freezing.
cold.
Yeah.
And you pull up to the driveway at the front of your house and
Yeah.
you notice the garage doors are all open.
Wait, all of them?
All of them.
Why would they be open?
And you're like, why are they open? That's weird.
Yeah. No, Levi, my house wouldn't have open garage doors.
And your wife and your child, and possibly maybe you have another child.
yeah. Maybe like a 5-year-old running around, like a 2-year-old running around, a 3-year-old.
And they're like, hey, you're home. And you're like, why is the garage open?
yeah.
And they're like, oh, because we were just playing. We forgot to close it. Sorry, your wife says it's been chaotic. Anyway, got dinner going. Have a seat.
Yeah.
And this is when it's good practice
Yeah.
because when you actually go and realize it might be freezing inside that garage. So that's what I came home to the other day.
Does that
Garage
happen to
door
you?
open,
That
wide
happens?
open.
Yeah.
Walked in, noticed the MOSHQ weather station showing me the interior of the garage temperature.
Yeah.
34 degrees inside the garage.
I wouldn't abide by that.
And 22 degrees outside.
Not far removed.
So,
And I said,
well, that's scary.
whoa, it is very cold in the garage. This is not good.
You could see your breath.
Shut the door and said, garage door was open. And Carly goes, it was? And I said, 32 degrees. Want to try and make sure none of my stuff freezes in there.
Uh-huh.
Let's keep that door closed, huh? Hey, guys?
Yeah.
Huh?
Chamberlain makes like a sensor.
So with my
True,
luck,
they do.
though, right?
So I'm just telling you, it's good practice. Get
Yeah.
in just so that you don't have that.
With my luck, what's going to happen is if that does happen, right? I don't think the whole freezing of my CR canisters are going to be the worst of my problems, right? With my luck, there's probably going to be a freaking snow leopard that jumps on the hood of my
or your
car,
child throwing snowballs at the
and
cars.
I said, hey, was that a snow leopard in the garage?
It was a
They're not
Samoyed, but
even
close
native
enough.
of Idaho,
Right.
Why is that in the garage? I don't know. The garage was open. Kids left it open. Snow leopard jumped on the hood of your car. It had a dance party. I said, Katie, the size of a snow leopard is much more than that of a house
be
cat.
dents in the hood.
And there
It's like a
is
mountain lion.
severe damage done.
Yeah, the
right,
windows
the car
are
is
broken.
totaled. Right, you guys got to close the garage from now on. I'll probably have other problems in life, so that probably be the least of them. But I'm just saying that's my luck.
But it's good to get into the habit
Snow
now.
leopards.
You know, you're planting those seeds, right?
Yeah.
Planting those seeds for future.
Yeah.
So good on you. Linda
Lydia.
Marshall. Is Koch Chemie FSE used like a drying aid?
It can be,
yes,
yeah.
it is. Yeah.
It's actually
you can use
one
it
of the
just
very
like that,
few-
or you can use it like a quick detailer after you finish drying the vehicle.
Take out one of those hard water spots, right? Washing in direct sunlight. It's amazing.
The whole appeal is that it gives you a chance to do water spot removal without having to follow it up with another product to clean off because it's already the product to clean it off.
So on that note, right? Sounds like we're gonna be going to a break
Quick
here,
break.
right? We've hit the halfway mark. We're gonna go grab a drink, go to the bathroom really quick.
Okay.
After a couple of these short messages, we're gonna come back with our resolutions for 2022.
Oh, yeah. Let's get it.
Yeah.
What do we got out there?
Hey guys, Dane here, the Rag Company, and do you know what's better than Q&A Thursday? Yes, that's right, it's Wash Wednesday. Not just because I host it, but because it is a genuinely entertaining and hopefully informative series where we take cool cars, cool owners, and wash in an impromptu interview setting. So make sure to check out Wash Wednesdays right here at the Rag Company YouTube channel. See some cool cars, see some cool people, and maybe learn a thing or two.
Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Mi nombre es Juan González, el nuevo miembro de la Rag Company. Y el día de hoy estoy ante ustedes para dejarles saber que vamos a estar aquí haciendo grabaciones totalmente en español, haciendo FAQs, videos informativos. Y te has de preguntar, ¿por qué yo? Bueno, yo ya tengo más de 20 años de experiencia y 10 años con mi negocio en All Season allá en Idaho Falls. Así es que los invito a todos ustedes de habla hispana que se hagan tune in al nuevo canal de The Rag Company en español. Ahí los vemos.
Hey guys, Zay there, the Rag Company, and here on the Rag Company YouTube channel, we've launched something new and exciting. We all love seeing garage tours and seeing how other people's garages are laid out, and we thought we would do our own twist on that. And while we aren't so obsessed, we're definitely good enough. And so what we want to do is make an entire new series, bring you guys along and doing garage tours of different people's garages to see layouts, what they've done with the walls, what they've done with the floors, what they've done with the lighting, the storage, the tools, the detailing products, and so on. It's going to be a really cool series to hopefully give you guys new ideas and maybe make it more relatable to everybody watching. It's not Obsessed Garage, but it's definitely good enough garage. So check that out here on the Rag Company YouTube channel.
All right.
Hello, and welcome back to another Q&A halftime show. Just kidding. It's just this.
So we kind of teased this. You might have saw it.
Just
For a brief moment there,
a
right?
little
Levi's actually
tease.
out there wiping it down. Oh, he's already back. So, Dane, can we talk about what's out in the studio right now before jumping into our
before
resolutions?
we go pulling the camera up out there, because I know there is one. I remember when we were doing, what was it, on the Challenger wash? We were doing the winter wash methods. Somebody left some comments when they're watching that was like, this is cool and all. I like this, but I wish you guys would work on some older cars.
Right.
Like, something not just from like the 80s or 90s or 2000s.
Prehistoric.
Something like classic older.
Right.
Dinosaurs drove them.
Well, and my dad famously, lots of old cars. So we could pull from his
lots.
collection, but it's wintertime, so he doesn't really like taking his vehicles out.
Sure. So I find myself in a very strange position today, which is one of the reasons not the exact reason we started a little late, although it was a fun little contributing factor. I went and did it, man. 2021's crazy. I got another car. Can you believe it? I got another car.
And
I can't.
sounds about right.
So when Dane comes to us and says, guys, I think I'm going to get another car, I said, of course you are. Why wouldn't you?
So even when I'm trying to sell a vehicle so that I can use the proceeds to do like a life-changing thing like getting into a house,
Yeah.
I still managed to find myself getting another car in the deal that normally anybody who follows my car journey knows it's weird. It's a bizarre car journey, but it's what I like. It's just how I found my way. And part of my deal, apart from getting money for the truck, was also a car was included in it to kind of like sweeten the pot a little bit because there was a lot of competition. The guy was just like, I've got a couple of these. I'll give you one. It's not in perfect shape, but it's definitely something interesting.
Yeah.
So I introduced to you the D-Bird.
Oh.
A 1960 1-year only special with the 6 taillights Ford Thunderbird with a 352 under the hood.
God,
and a
Dane.
whole lot of snow on it that has since melted off after I drove it
Into
to
the windows.
Yeah, right? I'd had the window up on the other side, but not this one. Yeah. So that thing was just sitting out in the cold. I'm amazed it even started. Yes, it's got a few little rusty
It's got some little dings and dents, but not
some little
bad.
stuff. But the
Actually,
body's-
really straight.
The body's very straight.
And all the trim is there, which is amazing.
It runs.
Those little
it
pieces are
drives.
fine because we can replace those.
Okay.
That's
Now,
not
see,
a problem.
nothing
I'll
little
admit, I don't know as
razzle-dazzle.
much about this kind of stuff, and I'm really looking for Levi's help in particular on this one to guide me in doing.
I'm very
what's
excited.
Right for
I'm
this.
very excited.
This
I
thing
think this
is
gonna
dirt
be-
nasty.
You kind of like it
is.
though, don't you?
So the thing, I honestly, I have
Throw
no,
some white
I have
walls
no
on
love
there.
for classic cars at all. Right, the classics for me start in the late '80s.
Right.
And they come out of Japan. So that's what I'm into.
I'm definitely more of a
this is-
JDM guy.
It's got the headlight
too, but
shields
this-
on it.
This is definitely
Dane,
something different.
The,
So
the cars he has, what kind of hodgepodge crap? You have a Jaguar XKR, right? You had an F350, not anymore, and then you have a what van is that?
it's Toyota Town Ace
From
with
what year?
4-wheel drive from 1994. And it's right-hand
1994,
drive.
and now you have a 1960 Thunderbird.
My driveway would confuse even the most astute car enthusiast. They're like, what is this guy's deal? Like, most people have a type.
Yeah.
But clearly, I'm not limited by such earthly
Man,
things.
I'm so excited for this thing. Very excited.
Levi's mouth was watering.
I'm so
I,
stoked.
he's
pulling
real
it in.
excited.
Like
very
he
excited.
did like a deep like.
No, I just
swallow.
it's
You know,
in
I'm going to
such-
appreciate
It's in such
your
good
advice.
shape.
Yeah.
It's
on
in
this
such
one.
good shape for this. I'm
So,
very excited for it.
very-
We don't know what's going to come from this,
Oh,
but
no clue.
we're going to make Dane keep it for quite some time because we got to make it cool before he parts ways.
So
with
I
it.
ask you, viewer, all of you, is this something you would be interested in seeing videos on? Doesn't have to be like a whole series or anything. It could just be like one-offs of interesting things. But is that something you'd like to see? Is that old enough for people
I
who
think
want to
it
see
is.
older cars? I would say 1960.
I'm
that's
excited.
That's
Dane,
60 years ago.
Dane, I'm gonna dress up. Actually, this is the wrong generation. I was gonna say I was gonna dress like a pinup girl and join you in the passenger seat, but it's from a previous generation.
Now, here's the other thing. From best I can tell,
yeah,
the odometer in it doesn't go into the hundreds, so I have no idea if it rolled over or not. But it says 14,000 miles on it. That's like
that couldn't have hit
that's like
114,000 miles.
It
From
might
what I
not
understood,
have,
the previous owner got it at like an estate sale and it just sat for a long time.
Was there
so
anything? Was
it's
there a
possible.
Carfax on cars that old?
No, they don't do that. Cars for Carfax go back like to the 80s, but that's about it.
I really want to dive into it. Can't wait. See, if that. I'm assuming that is a repaint on it.
Most definitely.
But I would like to see, dig through it a little more, see what it looks like,
Yeah.
make sure everything underneath looks good.
Dane,
You know.
Okay,
So-
what are your thoughts on us swapping an EcoBoost motor into that?
That would confuse a lot of people. The hilarious thing is it would probably make the same power, if not more. It's a 300 horsepower, 352 cubic inch V8.
Yeah, it's gonna be
But,
fun. I'm excited.
Yeah. Now, Nick has some videos of when I pulled up on the background. Now, before we play these, we're in the second half of the show. I'm just going to warn everybody. Sometimes when we're not doing our stream, we talk like adults here. And maybe we're going to cuss or swear a little bit. And that's just how it is. So I hope your big grown-up ears can handle it, but we might cuss a little.
Lord forgive me for what I have said, if I have said anything.
We might have been a little excited when it pulled up, but, just roll the tape.
Just watch.
No, you
That's where it died.
And I stalled it.
I don't know.
It has a cutoff. It definitely needs a little bit of work.
Yeah.
But it does run.
There's no sound in this video, right? I don't think there is.
Perhaps not. Maybe they just cut the sound entirely. Either way, when I step on the brakes...
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Just sliding around.
And I stalled it again.
Holy shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
God. Badass in this thing. Do you love it?
Kind of love it.
Oh, I love it.
Hold the pulse to the left.
Let's go and back up and get this thing in.
All right.
Fuck yeah, dude. She's got a nasty cam. That's what it is.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. It's
Just
fine.
sliding.
There's a lot of snow out there.
I don't think it would
It's a
surprise
4E brake. I can't.
anyone for me to say that picking a gear in that thing is very vague.
Well, you just go by what hopefully clicks, right?
But yeah.
We were excited. This is an exciting feat here is what this is.
So what makes the 60 special is those 6 taillights there. The 58 and 59 that share the otherwise similar body style do not have those triple taillights on each side. That's a 60 only special. But otherwise, I found some interesting things about the car. It's got air conditioning, which is interesting that a lot of the cars didn't have that. But no sunroof. Apparently, they only made very few of those.
Fun thing about that car is when you do turn on that AC.
Oh, yeah.
It actually drops your gas mileage by almost nearly 50%.
Wow.
So if it's getting
I
9
gotta
miles to
believe
the
it,
gallon, we're gonna get about 4.5.
It's got 300 horsepower, but it's
Yeah.
like SAE rated. I'm sure they did it in the utmost
You never
best
know.
condition,
Yeah,
so it's
you never
definitely
know.
more like 240.
It'll be interesting to
probably.
see. I'm excited to get to playing with that car and
Yeah.
seeing where you go with it. So, Chris Diggett saying, any thoughts on Built Hammer? I want to knock out some more questions first before we go to our
That's fine.
our
See
things.
where we are. All right.
All right, Josh says, I recently mounted a Ryobi pressure washer in my garage with a Y splitter connected to my washing machine. Matt from OG would cringe, but hey, it works. Hey, that's all that matters, man.
We like
it
that
works.
janky stuff around
Yeah.
here.
Jay Pate saying, happy Friday Eve, New Year's Eve, gents. I'm curious if there's an extractor for under $1,000 you guys would suggest. Anthony,
Oh, man.
say
I
that
don't
new
know.
Hart vacuum extractor.
So I'm a
Carpet
fan of the
shampooer?
Bissell, but that's
We
not
like
even
that
an
little
extractor. It's
no,
it's
it's a
a
small one.
carpet cleaner. But I mean, for under $1,000, man, I don't know. Like you can go get a what's it called? It's
You can check out Mighty.
Mighty
Yeah.
might make
Mighty
one for
makes
under
some
$1,000.
tiny ones that you could use.
But it just depends on what you're wanting to spend. I mean, if you're a hobbyist, then it's a completely different story in terms of budget. But if you're doing this as a professional thing, you're going to be writing it off. Then I would say probably look at a Mighty for under $1,000 and call
And
it.
if you're
good.
looking to go over $1,000, buy a Thermax. Thermax Terminator.
First from Puerto Rico, just saying hi to everybody. And then we got Dan Gustino says, Happy New Year's, guys. I'm detailing a 68 Camaro Black. I can get all of the defects out, but Mars so easy. What should we do? Sometimes
Sometimes you got to go soft. You got to go black foam or white foam, Rupes white foam. You got to go Uno Pure. You got to go just a little bit of product. Less product, some more liquid. You've got to
maybe spritz your pad with water, spritz your pad with O&R, and then maybe on your wipe off,
run an Eagles with your O&R.
You can also do a damp eagle. Yeah. So there's a lot of different ways to kind of get around that, but you got to kind of test it out. But try a little bit of water polishing, right? On with a little bit of compound still left in the pad. Spritz it with some water. Spritz it with some O&R, preferably distilled water that doesn't have mineral content, and then run it again. See if your wipe off is smoother, and see if you have less micro marring.
Yeah.
You can also watch the video with Levi and the car duster with that nice 60s Camaro for a little inspiration too.
Yeah, you can do that.
Not that it's totally related, but it's something
It works.
that ties
Something,
in.
yeah.
Next
all
up,
right.
we got.
All right. Eternal Pain. You guys have helped me give a purpose in life in detailing. God bless all three of you and hope your New Year's is nothing but extraordinary.
Thank
We
you.
Thank
hope
you, man.
you no
Appreciate
longer
it.
have pain.
Yeah.
Because we don't want you to have pain,
yeah.
right? I would like you to decapitate. That says decaf dwarves. Never mind.
Jeez.
I thought that said something else, right? Moving on.
Chris Driggett.
Decaffeinate, not. Okay.
Chris Driggett says, I know the PIR. Ryan Rigdon says, Happy New Year's Eve, guys. Dane, you scared me when you started talking change and Q&A. Don't do that. Congratulations to all. Another chapter in the book. Thank you, TRC.
See, that's why I wanted to be so thorough and clear, because
Yeah.
I knew it was going to scare you guys. I had to make sure and lay it out so you weren't.
Scott Matern, good afternoon, everyone. Any tips, suggestions on how to clean quick connect hose fittings that are caked with hard water residue? Short of just dumping them in a little cup and soaking them overnight in some sort of vinegar or something like, or CLR. It's really all you can do, Scott, or just buy new ones.
CLR. I'd probably. Well, I wouldn't dunk them for that long, but probably dunk them
Yeah, for whatever's
for a
recommended.
little bit, and you should be fine.
Chris says, unfortunately, it's double the price in the U.S. He's talking about Bill Hamper products. Yep. And then Rudy Ochoa says DIY replacement for the IK foam filters using hard water for a reason for filters turning black quickly. Yes, there's a lot of stuff. So you can look online. You can go to, I don't know if we
What?
carry the IK foam filters replacements, but there's
Rudy,
kits.
so DIY for replacement. So are you talking about just how to do it? Because I have a full breakdown of the IK sprayers. Like I literally break down the thing completely and show you how to do like a super clean on them. But if you're out of filters completely, like you just don't have anymore, just reach out to IK North America. And his name's Jason. Super cool. He's the rep. Say Anthony sent you.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll cut you a deal on some filters.
Yeah.
Graham Marshall says Coventry, 5th of June, when TRC eyeballed over the pass, Ragnarok with the CRC on the back of the Jaguar hauling. Yes, I love that.
The fun thing
fun.
is we'd be hitting some stuff in the Suburban going
You know
through
what would
those
be
roads.
welcome, though? My van. I'd be on the right side of the
Yeah,
road.
your van would be on the
Yes.
right side of the road. The CRZ would have no problem nimbling and negotiating those streets.
Oh no, the CRZ would eat that stuff.
The
up,
Suburban
right?
would just be stuck.
My
in
favorite
a lot of
part
spots.
was
I could
when
just
T-Bird
stick-
would be a nightmare,
I'd just
too.
we'd be on the ring road, just sticking around. I can't get off, guys.
You're just
Sorry.
looking and you're like, that looks nice.
So my favorite part, right, is when we were in the car with John Hull on a very thin street, right, leaving his shop, and it was a two-way street, right, but it was so narrow that really only one car could get through at a time.
It was a main road.
and it had really high curbing, and so
Yes.
when this car was coming, I said, John, so what do you guys do in this situation if like you have to turn around or the person's going the wrong way? And he said, do you really want to know? I said, yeah. We drive up on the curbs. And I said, but John, the curbs are like at least like 10 inches high, 12
they're
inches
huge.
high, it's like basically a whole foot. And he goes, yep.
To
Yep.
an enjoyer of
Break some wheels.
low-profile
He's
tires,
like, that's just what you got
that
to
is
do.
not a good time.
That is terrifying to me. That is what they have to resort to, and they just do it because there's no other answer.
I'm starting to see why Europe was so welcoming to crossovers when they became popular, because now a lot of those hatchbacks we enjoyed from the 90s are like, oh, we could just have a lifted hatchback now? Yeah, that makes it easier.
Real manly
They're driving over
vehicles,
curbs like crazy.
really manly vehicles such as like maybe the Suburban, right?
Yeah.
Right, Ragnarok, right? The Dodge Ram 1500 with a
They'd have no
2.5
problem.
inch
No
leveling
problem.
kit.
Just climbing up those curbs. The people probably still couldn't pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if we were on the curb because the vehicles are so
Where I
big and
just
wide.
drive over all of the Alphas, right?
yeah.
I drive over probably some of the what's the one that starts with the Renaults, right?
Yeah, the Renaults.
Renault.
Mhm.
Renaults, right? That's what I said,
Yeah.
Renaults.
And
then
Citroens.
Then what, the Citrons for sure.
Skodas.
Yeah.
Skodas.
You just drive over them.
Right,
Hopefully
yeah, easy.
people not in them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to say, though, I'm going to speak out. Leave the Alphas alone. Alphas didn't do anything wrong. At least Alphas tried to be sporty and fun. So,
Okay, what about the French cars that exist there in the UK?
well, that's the Renaults and the Citroens.
Okay,
Citroens are
just-
weird on purpose.
Okay, so just
Yeah.
crush all of those.
Well, certain ones, like a DS, get
gotcha.
a pass.
Renault.
Darren Lee saying,
Renault.
what would you guys
You're gonna
recommend to
make him
clean
so
a
mad.
dark gray machine finished wheel? I tried GSF as the least aggressive method, but sadly that didn't work. So Darren, that's when your next step would be an all-purpose cleaner, diluted all-purpose cleaner. After that, you'd try a dedicated wheel cleaner or iron remover. that's where you move next. So Brake Buster, great product. Green Star, great product. Magic Wheel Cleaner, amazing product. Iron Buster, amazing product. So it's kind of there's a good progression. You've started with literally the most least aggressive. Next would be getting something. You can either go on either side of the pH scale. You can go more alkaline or you can go more acidic. So
Neil White says, I didn't mean awkward in a bad way. We figured it was
Well,
a
we
bad
figured,
way.
yeah.
But
But
we just,
for others who may have seen that and thought, "Oh no, did something happen?" No, it's
there's just a lot of comments on there like they're like, Matt, can this guy, kick this guy off.
I know.
He's-
Like a lot of the comments actually were like mean towards
they're like,
us.
They're like that guy's so disrespectful
challenging
towards you,
dear
Matt.
leader, but the
how
react is
dare you say?
Matt
How dare
doesn't
you
care.
take that? So funny.
no.
So MMC, what polish would you use if your customer asked for a one-step and then a coating on top on a pretty scratched car? So that's when you use something like Fine Cut on a soft foam pad. You could use Uno Pure on a yellow foam pad or a blue foam or even a coarse wool. You could use Last Cut and a blue coarse wool pad, Rupes coarse, and just use Last Cut, and you'll get a crazy level of correction out of that in just one pass, one step, and then you can just coat it after that. So that's kind of one of the ways. Barry Cook says teal would be awesome. CJ Burton, that video with Matt was just friends giving each other crap. It was hilarious. You're right, CJ. Neil talking to Umberto.
the last place I'd expect him to
I
be.
don't know what his name is.
This is in Russian, I think.
But what kind of clay can I use in black
Oh, no,
standard
that's
paint
not
for
Russian.
best results and not damage it? So our clay towel and any of our clay bars are all fine grade.
I would go, man. Our clay towel really is pretty dang safe.
Yeah.
Richard L says, "Hey, detailing bros.
Ooh.
Gosh, I always get the ones with the small font. Should I wash the UBS with Green Star after I use it?
Use up the whole
the whole bucket. When I do that, the UBS seems to release a lot of dirt. I'd rather use the sponge instead of towels. So you can really. The thing is there's O&R will have a lot of self cleaning with just sitting in the bucket. I'm guessing if you are using O&R. But it doesn't hurt. You can spray some Green Star on it. But I would go like 10 to 1, 20 to 1, something super mild.
And don't let it
then
sit
just rinse
forever.
it. Just rinse it out. The thing is that sponge will hold on to certain things, and it'll also release pretty much everything else. It's just a matter of time and how long it soaks for. It should be able to release everything, especially in O&R. Curly Wolf says, you have an air compressor in your garage. What capacity do you have? Would you like something bigger for detailing, or would it not be worth the space it would need? So, what size is mine?
Well,
Off the top of my head, I can't remember. What size?
Is he
is
We're
mine?
talking
like a 5
at
gallon.
home, or is he talking here?
Is
It's
mine
like
5 gallon?
it's like two it's like two 2-gallon
It's like
tanks.
two
I think.
gallons.
So Curly Wolf, if you look at our garage tours, Anthony and I each have the same air compressor.
Yeah.
The difference is between the two of us is I sistered mine to another tank.
Right.
So I have an old Craftsman that is a 10-gallon tank, and all I did was run a secondary hose.
Kind of like daisy chaining, kind of.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's
Yeah.
called sistering.
So, and you
okay.
can sister just about anything, right? So, one of my favorite things we're talking about Levi is sistering his windshield wiper fluid.
Oh my God.
With another tank in the
Yeah.
Suburban. Besides
mod.
the point, but back to what you're saying there.
Yeah.
There's large air compressors that I see in garages, right? Like Sydney just upgraded to one. We were doing another garage tour. With Buff Bright, and his was pretty good size. It depends on how much capacity you want to take up. But what's crazy is that I think the new Husky Silent Flow line across the board, regardless of the size, is some of the best bang for
Uses
your
the same
buck that
pump.
you can get. Yeah,
He uses the same pump. So like Tom has the bigger one. Mm-hmm. He's got a 15-gallon tank
Yeah.
with the pump on top of it. Same pump that's on Anthony and I's.
Yeah.
And that's I think a lot of it is the things to look out for is how fast it fills.
yeah. Is it a fast fill?
Is it a
not
fast fill, and is it not going to drive you crazy? So yours is enough to blow out an interior.
So mine's enough
What
to
you
blow out
need.
an interior, right? Like, but there are times where I'm like, man, I wish I had.
But you're not using air tools.
No, but I wish I had more capacity sometimes when I'm using the blowgun specifically, just because when it's out, right, I'm like, okay, I have to give it a minute.
So-
but I don't mind,
Right.
because it's silent.
Well, here's
so
another
I set
thing.
it down, and it doesn't bother my ears.
Here's another thing what some people don't think about is you can go to Harbor Freight
Yeah,
and you can pick up a propane tank, an empty propane tank.
yeah,
You can take that top off the valve and plumb it for an air junction, and you can sister. And so you can have a secondary tank, and you can get a narrow tank. You can get a skinny narrow tank. You can have a couple different tanks. You can get a big tank. You can do whatever you want. So like Anthony, in that like weird little corner that you have where you have your stuff mounted, you could do a 5-gallon or a 10-gallon tank, skinny wall mount it, and put it in there.
Yeah.
And then run your hose down and have it set up with your other air compressor, and you've got 2 outlets there.
Yeah.
And you just open mine are just open-ended outlets. So what it does is it fills the tanks, then it shuts off, and then I use the air out of the main line, and then it just fills again as the pressure drops on the whole system.
Yeah.
So
Could you sister to sister?
you could daisy chain them. It
And just,
depends
like,
on the
make a whole chain of
depends on the number of tanks, but
Starting
we
would
don't
be
you don't
golden.
need to have 4 or 5, Dane. We're not madmen.
No.
Like 4 or 5 sisters. I
Yeah.
mean, technically, you only need like 1 or 2 just
Correct.
to balance you out as a person.
Yeah, but
So-
I'll say my tanks do really well. I've got about a total of 14 gallons, and
Pretty good.
that's enough air for me where I can use it to blow out an entire vehicle. It's enough to run an air tool like impact wrench for a little while. It does drink air. It's not probably enough to use a sander, but it's enough to use a trumpet, the Tornador style guns,
Yeah.
or Vortex gun. So it works, and that's why I have that. That's the main reason. And I also I like that air compressor. I like the old one that I have. It was a great uncle's of mine.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool looking little piece. It's an old Craftsman.
Sometimes you
I
just
think
like the look,
I
yeah.
like the look of it, and I didn't want to get rid of it. So this way, it still does duty in my garage, and I don't have any issues. So
Okay.
I would like to get you eventually like an old torpedo that we can plumb.
oh, I'd like
Like
that.
a hollow
Yeah.
torpedo shell.
just sitting up in the
You just
corner.
like
fake
it
one.
looking more
Yeah, a fake one,
dangerous.
like just a shell, right?
Yeah.
And then do that.
I'd
That'd
like
be
that.
Sweet. in
That'd be
your
pretty
garage.
cool.
This isn't big enough. Let's bring in the ICBM.
Yeah.
The
All right.
Magnus says, "Is you like safe on ceramic coatings? In small doses, yes, it can be safe on ceramic coatings. I just wouldn't go heavy with scrubbing because the more you scrub, the more that it's going to kind of swell things
Yeah.
up, and it could start breaking down that coating."
Mm-hmm.
Eric Steele says, "That's how you say it, right? Stell?
Sure.
Stell?
Steel.
Says, out of all the products TRC sells, which one makes the best drying aid for weekly washes?"
Weekly washes.
Man, I'm going to say Dreammaker,
Can't go wrong with that.
but I'm also going to say FSC is
Yeah.
really good. I like using it. That's what I use. That's basically the 2 that I use the most of.
Between one wash and the next, you're probably going to get something on the car, water spots or
Correct.
whatever.
Yeah. It's just nice to have.
Yeah.
How about you, Anthony?
I don't know. I mean, Dreammaker probably for weekly washes, just because I think it just, it's nice. It's a good experience. But if you're not looking for really any type of like any extra buildup or just a little bit of like lubrication, I think QF works from Kosh Chemi. I think QS works from Kosh Chemi. Or if, honestly, like G-Technic's Quick Detailer.
Oh, don't sleep on that. That's a good one.
Don't sleep on it. It's a good one.
can
It doesn't
paint
smell like
gloss if you
anything.
want- yeah.
The experience there from like a enjoyable like scent. It has no scent, scentless. It's also clear.
Yeah.
But it's a very just pure quick detail that adds some gloss and some lubrication. So try it out.
Yeah.
David Cervantes says, "What is up, guys?" So
Oh,
David,
fresh from his birthday extravaganza.
well, he also got his appendix removed.
I know, that's what I'm saying. His
Yeah.
birthday extravaganza.
Well, we are
nothing
happy
like
to have
ringing
you
in your 21st birthday with a night in the ER.
So you know what I told him? I said that was weight reduction, right?
That's right,
For
yes.
speed and comfort. What do you need
nice.
an appendix for in the first place?
I don't know.
What does an appendix do?
Well,
Not really sure, but who needs
Dane,
one?
you thought you had appendicitis.
yeah.
Yeah, it makes you sick.
Nick's right. It collects things that you don't need.
But
and
you
it
had
makes sick.
you thought you had appendicitis for a
Oh
while.
yeah, no. There have been times where I felt like a pinching pain and it freaks you out, and then I remember, oh yeah, it's on the other side, and then you're just like, okay.
So it,
And then you're just left wondering, so
an
what was
appendix-
it?
So it collects things, right? I had friends that had their appendix
Yeah.
removed when we were young, but apparently, like it can be
A gallbladder is more
It can be
important
an
than your
emergency
appendix.
situation.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's
well,
like
when they
anything.
burst, they
in
explode
hours
inside of
situation.
you, and there's a lot of cleaning that has to be done inside.
What do you? But what does it function as? It collects things.
Yeah, just
It is-
toxins.
So toxins.
Yes. Nick's right. Vestigial organ. It's one of those things that, like, over the course of evolution, some things have like changed, and some stuff is still left behind, but it doesn't serve maybe the original purpose
Perhaps
it
like
had.
a-
But in the course of
I think that the appendix was
nature,
for when we
you
had
still
dirty
have-
water back
Yeah,
in the day,
probably.
right? Probably collected water so you're able
Yeah.
to drink things without getting sick.
Like how you always say when you're a kid, dogs can drink dirty water.
Yeah, right?
like
They have a
maybe in
filter.
another 10,000 years, if humans go that long, maybe you won't have them anymore. That
Yeah,
kind
never
of
know.
thing.
I mean,
Point is-
David, you're not missing out on anything.
Point
Yeah.
is, he's okay.
Yeah,
You're
that's
okay.
the
He got
important.
to party it up in the ER with some pharmaceuticals and things of that nature. He got to be
time.
unconscious for a little while
Well, that's
while he
good.
went under the knife. That's kind of fun.
Well, you wake
And
up and you're like,
now
where am I?
Yeah, you
Like,
don't know
what's
where
going on? Like,
somebody playing a prank on me.
like, why am
where
I
are my
in-
buddies at?
Why am I in an alleyway right now?
Sure
This
glad.
is so weird.
Yeah,
That's weird.
That
It says
didn't happen to
Coleman
you
on the
guys?
side. I'm just sitting in ice.
Yeah. It's fun.
But they took your. They took
All
your
knows
appendix.
we're
Imagine
glad
that
you're
for-
okay, brother.
He's stuck in
Happy,
your plate.
happy birthday. Happy birthday.
took that.
Welcome back. At least you're on this
Great
side of the
turn of
dirt, right?
events.
And then where do we got?
We're
Umberto
going
talking to Neil.
Umberto.
Neil talking to Umberto. Alex saying, I can't believe getting another car. Keeps us on our toes. Looks amazing.
Even when I'm not trying, it happens. So, I mean, it's gonna be interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Richard L says, nice, Dane. What a cool car.
Thank
and then
you.
Graham says, Dane, Levi has some products you might want to try. I do have some products.
okay.
They're at my house, so I have to bring them back. Ryan Rigdon, that thing's BA. And
Thanks.
then Josh Day, that T-Bird's awesome. Scott, sure,
you.
why not? And then Josh
I know, a lot
Day,
of people
definitely
probably
like a
feel that
video.
way.
See the process procedures on detailing a classic would be awesome. MMC, I would love to see videos on the Thunderbird. Do it.
Well, and it's not in perfect condition
Hans.
either, so it opens it up to a lot of possibilities.
Does it do burnouts? You just saw it.
I mean,
did
it was
some
in the
burnouts.
snow.
Yeah.
Jay Pate. Oh, Carfax only counts on reported incidents.
Correct, but like the whole thing, it doesn't even go back past like 81 or something. Otherwise, you have to just kind of trace history doing detective work.
Jay Pate says, thanks for the FAQ this week and every week. I think Dane's T-Bird's pretty cool. Would love to see a video series on it. By the way, random question. Do you guys watch Vice Grip Garage?
I've
I don't.
seen a few episodes.
Yeah.
I don't.
Alex says it's a Ford. The obvious move is to turbo LS.
Yes.
Be that guy.
Yeah. And Ulysses says, Dane, this totally fits you.
Aw.
Ryan, 352. It's an FE, so plenty of performance parts.
Not
Oh,
wrong.
man.
Not wrong.
Scott, honestly, Dane looks great in that car. Philip, speaking of OG GT
flattering.
Porsches, Dane, have you seen the 718 GT4 RS Cayman? Think I will have to start saving my pennies for that car purchase in many years.
That looks to be a great car. Knowing how Porsche GT cars worked in recent memory, though, it's one of those things that gets scooped up by speculators now, and like they just regular people hardly see them anymore at this point. It's unfortunate, but Porsche knows it, and they play to the market now. They're kind of becoming what Ferrari used to be in the 90s. Anyway, moving along. Oh, wait a second. There we go.
This is my first time in Mississippi, extremely relaxed state from the other 38 I've been in.
Wow, I'm already at page 1.
All
Crazy.
right. So before we start our last 30 minutes of the show, and we're on the first page, so we got some breathing
We got a
room
little
here.
time.
We wanted to talk about New Year's resolutions,
For 2022. Yeah.
goals, thoughts,
Goals.
plans.
Yeah.
You recall last year, I stated that I wanted to make my way towards a more Viking style
Lifestyle. Yeah.
lifestyle. And I feel like I've achieved that.
You literally started forging.
I started forging.
He's not messing
I
around.
listened to Wardruna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've cut my hair in a style
It is Viking-like.
reminiscent,
Yep.
So I've got this that just kind of folds over and
Yep.
flops, which is quite nice. I've grown a quite a healthy beard.
Healthy beard, yeah.
So I think I'm making that process
Yeah.
as best as possible.
Yeah.
I'd
Just
like
wait for him
to.
to start slipping into an accent.
I need to gain some more muscle.
Okay.
However, I have horrific joints.
Yeah.
So that limits
kind of
hard.
the amount of motions and things that I can do.
Well, it's hard to build when things will start breaking as you're trying to build.
So one of my goals, I stated this morning, one of my goals is to be able to lift Gabe Garcia,
Oh.
TRC production manager,
Okay.
media manager.
Well, he's right in
Media
your
production
cube.
manager.
Easy access. You can
Right?
just
Yeah,
pick
he's
him
a
up
cube mate.
anytime.
My goal is to be able to lift him straight up over my head
Okay.
with two hands.
Huh.
he's a light gentleman.
Yeah.
It's not too heavy.
Okay.
But it's a goal I'd like to work towards.
How are you going to grab him when it comes to picking him up? You have a particular grip you're going for?
The key is
well,
not giving him warning.
I don't know that part yet. So I'll be practicing perhaps on a dummy or
Oh, dear.
some sort of log. And then be able to make my way there. So
We walk outside and see the
It's like,
log.
what's going
why Is
on?
he, it's over in the wooded area. It's like, why is he lifting this log like that? Oh, he's preparing.
it's like some old school Rocky.
I'm like, dude, you
around
know
with
there's a
snow.
gym across the street, literally across the street. You're like, no, I
Oh,
prefer
God,
this
just stay
method.
away from the HGH. That causes
That's my goal. So that's kind of one of my things. The other thing is I really, really, really need to do more episodes of the Master of Shine at Home podcast. That's one that I've got to get on this year. Start making some more content, and I would really like to start doing some more Master of Shine. Actually, jump on it and do the content that I've been talking about for years that I haven't done.
Yeah.
I think
on
that'd
my
be
own
really
YouTube
cool.
channel. It's something that I feel like I probably should. I've been thinking about that a lot and figuring out where I need to go with that. Obviously, I'd like to be able to, we all want to make more money or have money, but I'm still working on getting out of debt.
Sure.
Part of that is creating new services for the MOSHQ. Started teaching myself how to tint cars.
Diversify.
Yes.
Diversify, exactly, Dane. Doing perhaps some wrapping, things like that. I've raised my prices. So I'm trying to make bring in a little more money on the side from the household.
Okay.
My wife has started working, but I just want to get in a little bit better shape. This year I'll be ringing in 42.
Wow.
So I really need to make those changes. I'd like to make those
You have
changes.
technically 8 years left, right?
Until I'm
Of
50.
relatively okay testosterone
Correct.
levels.
Yeah.
Up until you're 50.
Well,
It
I
so
had my
vanishes.
testosterone tested.
Yeah.
And I'm still rocking in the plus 600 range. So
Pretty good.
Still doing fine on that.
I have
Yeah.
no idea what the measurements are.
and-
so-
It's 1 to 1,000.
okay.
So
Yeah.
in
400
this-
is pretty low.
Huh?
So 400 is pretty low.
400 is pretty low, but
Yeah.
600
is good.
I think I'm at 680
Still a
or
lot of
something
building
like
blocks
that.
of being able to build muscle, but
Still
right,
doing all right.
So you get to that, right? And then at 50, you start worrying about prostate health and everything else,
Yeah.
right? But up into that point, right, you still have some time to build some muscle, right? Strengthen what bones you have left.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
And
I need these.
Yeah. I think that there's still a lot left and a
Yeah.
lot of fight left, right?
That's right.
Especially if you want to live that Nordic Viking life.
Correct.
And a little bit of wardruna in the stump lifting area.
I have that.
think
I'll have the stump lifting.
Somewhere
the,
between CrossFit and the Highland Games.
sledgehammer swinging. I need to get my hammer muscles built a little
Yeah.
stronger. But a lot of that is heavy on my joints, so I got to make sure I keep those in as safe as possible.
Yeah. Cool.
Fun fact: you know what helps your joints?
What?
Lots of shellfish.
Something
extract
that you will
and
never
things like
enjoy.
that.
I love shellfish.
A lot of those. Chondroitin.
I guess we're okay then.
It's a thing that comes out of shellfish.
Oh.
A thing that I am actually allergic to. So
I think that-
unable to take any of that.
I am
stuff.
sure there's like a supplement you could
Causes
take that
me to
would have it in
violently
there.
throw up.
Now,
One of those things that
I
I've
am-
tried in the past.
I'm curious though.
Not
It's like
fun.
eight-
If you were to
8-bit
take a
Christmas,
supplement
the
that had
SpaghettiOs.
chondroitin
Yes,
in it,
that's what I feel. No, that's what it is when I eat fish and shellfish. That's what happens to me.
no.
It's,
We only have a few minutes left of him projectile
Oh
vomiting.
no.
I'm so glad
Well.
you watched it.
So I think that's a pretty good. Anything else? Anything else you want to touch upon?
Just keeping the kids on the right straight and
Straight and
narrow,
narrow.
so to speak. Hadley will be
couch
11
stabbing.
this year. Augie's going to be 8.
Oh, boy.
My wife is ringing in her 40th this
Yeah.
summer, so I got to plan a 40th birthday party for her.
Something fun. Yeah.
So, things like that. So I'm trying to come up with some ideas and things of what I can do for the both of us, for the 4 of us.
Yeah.
Really want to get some more camping done this year. More camping. This year we didn't
that.
go because it got too hot.
Yeah.
It's just too hot in the state to be able to go sleep out in a tent in 92-degree weather.
Well, that's not
at
a problem
night.
right now.
So that's all. But I just want to try and enjoy a little more, try and get a little more stuff done on the back end, so to speak.
Yeah.
So
Time with family.
Dane, what about you?
Well, I would say I'm really enjoying, this wild journey that 2021 has been, but I'm looking forward to working on a car from the 60s. And even that, a car built in the 60s is more like a 50s car, really. So that's going to be interesting. A whole new chapter to learn how to do. Have the house coming up I'm very excited about. obviously my priorities are making sure all that stuff works out well. So that's where my head's going to be at least initially, while you worry about that stuff. But as I get more comfortable with it, I am curious. I can't see the future, but I'm sure there's something else that'll come up that I'll be working on after that. But for this point, I just want to become, a competent homeowner and a competent pre-1961 vehicle owner. So
There you
that'll
go.
be interesting. I look forward to doing that. And I don't have huge plans. It's mostly just getting comfortable with that and going on a new journey. Because other people like to plan everything out. I'm one of those people who doesn't just let life happen to you, but I do enjoy the mystery. And then something happens, and then how you respond to it, how you react to it, how you're going to handle it. And some stuff will freak me out. That's just a fact of life. But other times it's like, oh, I couldn't have planned that if I tried, and now I have this interesting opportunity come up. So this will be fun. So I guess I'm a go with the flow guy. But
Cool.
yeah, that's me.
Any health lifestyle changes you want to make?
Oh, definitely. Now that one, a little planning might go into that one. We're going to be, dialing this down. So diet is taking a change, as everybody always does, every January, and then February hits and people leave their gym memberships and whatever. But in this new house, I'm setting up a room that I cannot avoid, and it's going to have exercise bike. It's going to have my free weights. It's going to have stuff like that. I will work out in this place. It will happen.
I like it.
So,
Okay.
and I got a yard to play in now, so that's fun.
That is fun.
So,
right?
maybe try that
Maybe
out.
Levi can go throw some logs there.
You know what?
That's a great place.
Go
we could
up
go up there. I could
to the
carry that
upper
log
part
up
where it's
the hill.
wild.
Yeah.
I can just carry up the log up the hill a couple times on my lunch break.
Have at it, my man.
Just getting that in.
Summer comes, we're shredded. We have like 6 packs, veins. coming
Levi
through
looks
our
exactly
abs.
like he does now, except it looks like somebody just grafted these 2 juiced arms
Yeah.
onto him. It's
How does
ridiculous.
this happen?
My arms don't really work
Your
anymore.
veins
They're
have
huge,
veins.
but they don't really move because of my joints are all shattered.
Like that guy who can't get the sticky note off his back after the slaps it on. That thing. Anyway, that's me. But Anthony, how about you?
I think 2022 will be the
Fatherhood.
year. Focus on learning and continuing to learn how to be a good dad. Right. I want to, I want to be a good dad, basically. Right. I want to learn everything that there is to learn about having even if she's 3 months, 4 months, 6 months old, still just want to be there. Right. And figure out ways to guide this child, right? I'm already teaching her how to play piano, so that's pretty exciting.
Wow.
She has to play it with her feet because she doesn't have full function of her arms at this. I mean, she does, but not
right.
not on purpose. But her feet, she's stomping a lot of things. I got a little piano to play, right?
Oh,
wow.
We're almost done with Mary Had a Little Lamb with just a little help from me guiding her feet.
Nice.
So I'm actually just playing it for her, but with time. Right,
Connecting the movements with the ear.
I have to
sounds.
develop that ear, right,
Yeah.
for some good sound. She already likes music, right? So I'm like, hey, you can make this music.
That's
right?
cool.
Right.
So, but doing that, right, being a good husband, being able to probably go out and do some things with my wife, right, so we're not stuck at home too much.
Right.
So maybe figuring out times where me and her can go out and enjoy some things together still, right? And that advice actually comes from Freddie Tavarish. He actually reached out to me and said, hey, make time for your wife. Go do things. Go do fun things. If you can find a
Good
babysitter or
call,
somebody in the
Freddie.
family. So I kind of want to see what I can do for that. And then some personal goals. Other than that, I would say, continue the development here, at work and continue to, help the business grow and more ways than one. And then also build a cool car, right? Maybe make something cool, right? I got that CRZ. We'll see what happens from there.
I love that car for you.
Parts are coming in, but we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll be able to make something cool. And so last year, I also said I was giving up fast food, right?
Yeah.
And the year before that, I think the year before that, I made it quite some
You did.
time.
You did
right?
a good job at it.
I made it somebody would have to correct me, but I want to say it was 5 or 6 months. Or
You made
something
it like
that.
6 months.
And then we went on our trips, and I was
Yeah.
like, crap. I mean, I can't keep up on this.
Yeah.
Literally, you guys are saying all we have, Anthony, is fast food.
Right.
It's the option.
That was literally at the time.
Otherwise, go to the grocery store and make it with what kitchen?
So I told Katie, I said, I don't think that's realistic for us to eliminate fast food, right? Because sometimes it is getting harder just to be able to go out and make stuff.
Well, there's a book called This or That.
So
and,
better
and
choices.
it tells you the benefits of certain fast food, where it's like, hey, don't eat this,
But try
eat this one from that same fast food restaurant. It's far better, far healthier.
It's not
for
the
you.
best for you, but it's definitely better than that other choice.
Right.
So
Correct.
I'm not trying to eliminate it, but me and my wife have also agreed, like, hey, if we can limit fast food to maybe like a weekend only, like a one time a weekend thing, it's better than maybe 2 or 3 times a week, right? Just to
Sure.
kind of get us started. We'll see though. I'm not a fast food craver, but I'm one of those guys where when I start getting hangry, I just need something. I would eat Dane if I was stuck in a room with him long enough.
Remind me not to hang out
So
with you.
I'm just
when you're
saying I have to
hungry
have
and there's
food.
no
Correct.
food.
But yeah, I definitely need to do that. I'm gonna try to figure out. This is
What
so
a
funny.
menacing character that is. Wow.
So
Anyway.
anyway, back to what I'm trying to say. Yeah, definitely is a little bit of health things, but I do agree though. I mean, back a couple of years ago, I could eat literally anything.
Your metabolism is slowed.
It
quite
is
a bit.
slowing, and I can feel it slowing. And I'm like, okay, dude. I'm like, you got
This
to.
is what happens after it slows down.
I got to do something. We're the same age, Dane. And so
I know. I'm 1 year older than you, but that's
So I need to. I'm just like I said. I'm just going to try to make some little bit of changes now. And I've said it before, and I know how to make the changes. People ask, "Hey, Anthony, I heard you want to get in shape. I have some good advice for you." I don't need advice. I know. I gave the
You've
advice.
literally
I
been
know what to
the
do.
guy.
It's a matter of me being lazy. So I need to do that. But I think cool cars.
yeah.
Focus a little bit more on health, right? And yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any major like I want to say, hey, I want to make one of my cars super, super fast. I don't think I'm going to have time for that. I have to make realistic goals, right?
right.
Make something look pretty cool. But if anybody does have time to spend with me for like 2 weekends to maybe K20 swap something,
Ooh.
right? Maybe we can make that happen.
Okay.
How cool would that be? Maybe
Okay.
Dan
Okay,
Digna.
swap that
Maybe
thunder.
Dan Digna will come and help me on my car
Oh.
instead of Dane's. Right? We'll have the T-Bird in the studio. We'll have like the Civic in the studio or the CRZ.
And the red truck.
And like Dan's like, hey, Anthony, hey Dane, I'm ready to help you work on your '60 Thunderbird. I said, slap it, the tool out of his hand. I said, no. See that engine? I need you to get that into that car in 30 minutes. Alkaline Trio, get to work, right?
Dang.
I'm just kidding, Dan.
Sorry, Dan. You're a good guy. You
He
don't
is a
deserve
good
to
guy.
be used
Him
like
and Chris
that.
are awesome.
Yeah.
So Hans closing.
What shoe size do you guys have? Asking for a friend. So I wear an 11 in the U.S. size.
Oh, that's sweet.
What do you wear?
I wear 12.
Oh, very
Same.
sweet.
You know what they say about guys with big shoes, right?
They have big hands.
Big socks.
I was gonna say, I think my feet
Oh,
are
dear.
smaller than yours, but my hands are bigger
I don't
than
think
yours.
so.
So that's
No,
kind of strange.
my hand is much larger than yours.
No, it's not.
That's just going back and forth. All right, so
Jordan F. Stop. Just a huge thanks to the videos over the last month. Just getting into detail and just did an O&R OptiSeal for the first time after
Ooh.
300 miles in the snow. Still looks nearly perfect. Happy New Year. Yeah,
Well,
OptiSeal is an
done,
amazing
sir.
product. John Connor, thank you. Love this podcast. You're welcome,
thank
man.
you
man.
for listening and watching.
Yeah. MMC Detailing
go back and forth
saying, probably you've been asked this question 1,000 times. Can you use an
Oh.
ultra clay towel on a heavily contaminated car? You can.
Yeah.
It just depends on the level of contamination and whether or not it can handle it. That's
Yeah,
the
if
biggest
it's
thing.
too rough,
Yeah.
honestly, it's worth using a clay bar because it's like a fifth of the price, and you can throw it away. A clay towel isn't worth destroying it over on a car.
No.
Scott says that's a lot of stairs.
Sisters.
Well, that's what I said. That's a lot of sisters in the same room, not stairs. Hope my eyesight improves for 2022.
Yeah.
I'm
Get new
going to the
glasses.
eye doctor.
Ken saying exactly, Neil. Everyone will eventually get that. They're talking about the
Yeah, they're just
coronavirus.
going back and forth.
David Cervantes, you don't. There's nothing it does. Just a random time bomb. And Dane, it is just the right amount of belly button. And mine was 9 to 10 on pain. Dang.
That is not fun. Not
It's a bummer, man. David, when washing microfiber towels, is it safe to use the fast spin speed setting, or do you only use slow speed? No, I use some whatever. Fast is fine. And then David Cervantes, also, if Dane was made of money, the
No.
EcoBoost swap would be awesome. Well, he used to be. He doesn't. He
It would
isn't
feel
anymore.
wrong putting a 4-cylinder in that. I'm sorry.
No, Dane, that thing would
That
be
thing would
dirt nasty.
Unless
I
you're
would
talking
get
about an
so many
EcoBoost
hits
6
on
like what the GT.
The Huna
Create a whole new YouTube
It's a
series that
Hunabird.
could pay for that whole thing.
Well, now, if it was a Voodoo V8, then maybe we'd be talking.
Dane, can we do a Huna bird?
A Huna bird. That thing's like
You can raise
3,700
you can raise
pounds.
Ken Block's 14-year-old daughter. What do you think?
She would beat me.
Yeah, she is.
She would
She is
kick
awesome.
my butt.
I hope my daughter's as cool as her. I'm not gonna lie.
No, shouts out to that one. Yeah.
Ken or Neil saying Ken couldn't agree more. David Cervantes, and going off my inner Levi, I drove myself to the ER despite barely being able to walk. Most painful drive of my life. Attaboy.
Oh, man,
It's the way you do it. That's how real men do it. When I broke my leg and ankle, drove myself to pick up my wife from work.
Oh my god.
And drove myself home, and then she drove me.
This
to the thing.
guy-
But I spent
This guy broke both of his wrists and drove down a mountain to
Yep.
the ER.
That's right.
That was cool.
Falls down once.
If you ever find yourself on a bunny hill learning to snowboard, you've already been doing it for like half a week,
you're
but
holding
you're
the steering wheel like
convinced
this.
you're like, I'm gonna get this. And you're just on that bunny hill, and you fall over, but you fall backwards. And I wasn't a heavy guy. Remember, I was like a teenager. I was not a big guy. I was light. I was like 150 pounds, 160 pounds. Fall backwards. Land on it, the wrist like is behind me, and as I land on it, my arm twists, but the wrist stays in the same place. And that was once, and I fractured it. And I didn't learn my lesson because I was sitting there on the ground going, oh! And a ski patrol guy goes by, he's like, hey, you need any help? And I'm like, I'm okay. And I just got up and, used the other arm because, of course, that's fine. It's still working. We're good. I don't know what I've done here. I go a little further down the hill, maybe make it another, 100 feet or so. And this is a Bogus Basin Bunny Hill. And I get about to the halfway point on the Bunny Hill. And that's when I caught another edge on that snowboard. And I fell backwards. And what did I do? Did the exact same thing I did with my right arm, but I did it with my left one. And it just went on the ground, arm twisted, hand stayed in the same place, by wrist. And that is the story of how I managed to fracture both my wrists within 5 minutes of each other on the Bunny Hill at Bogus Basin. And then I drove myself down the mountain in excruciating pain, feeling the little click, click as it moves around. It's like, oh, it just makes me uncomfortable thinking about it to this day. I'm so glad I'm beyond that, but I can
So
still
did you just
feel...
drive to the hospital, or did you drive to your parents?
I drove home, explained what happened, and that's when they said, we need to go to the doctor. I was like, okay.
So
That's a long drive.
So honestly, it's a good explanation of
It's
where
a
Dane
40-minute
gets his
drive.
flexibility.
Yeah,
right.
it's
You
very
guys want to know
flexible.
how Dane's
Oh,
so
no.
flexible? It was a couple situations like that on the Bunny Hill.
And if you need to see that video again of Dane licking his touching his foot to his nose,
no.
check out Dabbler Details'
I just
latest
want to give a
post.
shout to
Good
Dabbler. Dabbler's
Lord.
recent post on Instagram was super funny.
Oh,
It's
no,
awesome.
apparently I missed it.
Dane, you have to see it. It's
It's
great.
so good.
It's very heartwarming.
So
We
good.
loved it, Dabbler. Dino says, clocking in a little late. Just a heads up, I'm giving away 20 liters of SF for a video of Dane pushing that kid off the stairs.
No
That's a pretty
footage
good deal.
exists. It never happened.
Yikes.
Han saying, "Where's Bait Addict though?"
Oh, man.
I know, huh? And then Mob saying, "Rags to Riches is the GOAT." You're right.
It's good stuff.
David says Levi will never have a problem with his tea. He's a
Ugh.
man's man.
Look at that guy
I hope
go.
so. It's probably the HGH I took for a little while. Graham saying, "Cheers, guys." So nearly 53. I need to concentrate on my prostate. Nah, back to the detailing.
It's best not to think about it.
Cardos. Unfortunately, I'm staying home because I tested positive for COVID. But glad you guys
sorry.
keep the show running to make my recovery ever more entertaining, informative, and chill. Thanks, guys. Hope
Get
it's not
better,
that bad.
Cardo.
Hope you're
Hope it's
doing
not the
well.
long one.
And
That's not
yeah,
good.
luck, man.
Yeah.
Then Cardo says, "Nice job at the home gym, Dane. Respect for the hustle you're willing to go through. Go get them gains."
I'm going to get him.
I'm excited for the new TikTok series. It'll be Dane working out.
Yeah.
That would be pretty fun.
Hans, will Liz be in the workout room also?
Yes,
Oh,
she
very
is
nice.
game.
Tag
so
teaming.
she's on it too.
Epicurious, have you all coated an electric guitar by chance? Think it's C1 might be good enough. Depends on the lacquer that they use. They're not using clear coat usually. I would find out what the company does that makes it. Like we have a local custom guitar company here in Boise called Bolin.
Guitars.
They spray different types. Sometimes they use an automotive clear. It depends on the paint that they're using. Other times
Depends on the wood, too.
Yeah, other times they use a lacquer over the wood depending on how they've designed the guitar. And they make
because it changes the sound.
Yeah.
As crazy as that is, when they explained it in great it was excruciating detail.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
literally everything from the hollowing out process of the wood to what the wood is coated in will change the sound of an instrument.
Whether it's acoustic or electric.
Whether
Do
it's
you
acoustic or
like ZZ
electric,
Top's guitars?
Yeah,
Because
so all of Billy Gibbons' guitars are made by Bolin Guitars.
Right up the road.
They made guitars
to go
for
check on
everybody.
them,
Yeah,
we
right?
did
should.
a video
Yeah.
with them.
We should go
a
check
few
on them and
years
just go say,
back.
hey, what's up? You
Yeah.
guys are awesome. We brought you some towels.
Well, now they're Dane's neighbor, just down the street.
That's true.
They're about
I'm
five,
literally
probably
right
about
up
10
the
doors
street
down.
from 'em.
from
That's
Dane.
cool.
So
I didn't think
David
about that.
says, let's see, here's that Hans, that is a bonus round treat after. I don't know what he's referring to,
Yeah,
but we're going to move on.
Hans says he's playing with his water spout.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
no.
not sure.
Don't know where that's going.
Aaron says,
Oh, dear.
fast food for me is get old fast. Fast food is like a Joker meme. You eat too much, it gets old, and it's not enjoyable. There you go. Yeah. David says, hey, Anthony, I heard you're lazy. I have some advice for you. I honestly don't. I'm lazy, too.
Yeah, I didn't used to be like this, right? But then I got somebody that loves me no matter what I look
You
like.
got comfortable.
And
that's what
the problem,
happened.
right? And it's not a problem. It's a great thing, but sometimes you just gotta do it for your own health benefit, right?
Yeah.
Think about yourself, right? I want to outsurvive my wife. I tell her that all the time. I said, I need to live longer than you.
Your
And
move
she's
is
like-
to make it a competition.
she's
She's
like,
like,
"You can't
statistically,
say
I
that."
could do nothing and I would still
said,
outlast you.
Let's just be real, right? 50% Portuguese. We live relatively short lives, and so
Well,
I'd like
the star
to
that burns twice as
try
bright
try to live.
burns half as long.
Yeah,
we all know that old
probably.
chestnut.
He was a lot of personality in those 50 years, right? Dang it.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, first from Puerto Rico, Cardos, hope you recover soon, like Neil and his family. Good
Yep.
luck, guys. Aaron's, why is Coach Kemi's spray bottle don't come with a sprayer head? Other bottles has a spray head like the IK Trigger.
Because because the 1 liter bottles are often concentrates, and were honestly meant to be put.
I think
in
he's talking about
sprayers.
the cylindrical sprayer.
right.
So-
yeah, because it's just the bottle.
spray
The
bottle.
Oh,
sprayer
you're
is
talking about just
separate.
that. Oh, I thought you were talking
For
about
the
the 1
Coke,
liter sizes.
yeah.
I think it's just that's part of the way they do that.
That's just the way.
That's
they
just
did
how
it.
they
They
have
sent
it
us
set
2
up.
different SKUs for it, and we couldn't really combine it according to the headquarters there.
Yeah.
It's how they want it.
Ray Nunez, which do you prefer more, Color Lock leather sealant or Guion leather shield? Color Lock leather sealant.
Yeah.
It,
And
it
leather
breathes,
or
it
leather
breathes
shield.
and protects, which is
Yeah.
just really nice. Roy,
McAvoy.
any graphene rinses watch coming soon? I don't think so.
No.
Don't expect much in the way of like graphene.
I like that. And then
Going to TRC.
Cardo's random, but what's your go-to hot dog bread meat topping customization combination? Ooh, this is the kind of thing I
This is the
like.
kind of questions that we
Oh,
like to
man,
answer
this is how you round out
All
an
right.
episode.
Yeah. So here's what we do.
We've
when
caught
you
up
come
now.
when you come to the MOSHQ, the style of hot dog I like to cook.
Oh.
Starting off with a ballpark frank. I like the
Classic,
beef
yeah.
franks specifically.
Yeah.
That is a traditional New Year's Eve dinner in my household. Is hot dogs. That's what we make. Cook them out on the barbecue grill. It's kind of a fun little time. We get some chips and dip. It's how we ring in the new year. So
Sure.
what we do, I take those hot dogs and then I score them and I crisscross them. this.
Classic.
The diamond pattern, otherwise known as a web of weird. It's a
Okay.
runic
Diamond
inscription.
plating that dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What this does is allows the hot dog, when it plumps, it creates these little channels.
Pockets.
Little
Juice
pockets.
pockets.
It's better than
Next.
it popping randomly on its own.
Yeah.
Correct. Next, so they're cooking on my cast iron grill
Yeah.
in my barbecue. Then I cut out some slices of sharp cheddar, throw that cheese on those hot dogs, and those cheese melts inside those grooves. So that cheese is stable within the dog.
Yeah.
Now, take
That's
those,
what I like in my cheese.
take those-
Stability.
take those hot dogs off the grill. Do I toast the buns? No. I like the bread to be raw and soft in a
Okay.
sense. I don't like that toastedness
Like raw.
on the bread. So
yeah.
we take those. Then here's the way I like to do it at my house. My daughter, ketchup only. My wife, ketchup and mustard.
Yeah.
Augie, none at all. He hates hot dogs.
Okay.
Myself, ketchup, mustard, and then I like to mix up a little bit of barbecue sauce.
Heck yeah.
Interesting.
Drizzle a little barbecue sauce in with
Do you
the mustard.
use like a brush and like brush it on?
No, I use a spoon and I kind of dip it in, but I use a lot of honey in the barbecue sauce.
That's delicious.
I find
got a
your
little
lack of
sweetness.
relish disappointing.
And then I go to town on that hot dog. I don't put relish on them. I don't put any extra accoutrements.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes perhaps a chili of some sort.
Okay.
But that's the way I eat my hot dogs.
Yeah.
Still not bad.
Gentlemen.
Not bad.
So myself, right, like the man behind this wall over here, who is also Polish, I like myself a good Polish dog.
See, that's
Right?
my move.
That's
Yeah.
the connection I have with Nick over here, right? He is Polish. I like the dogs that the Polish offer,
Yeah,
right?
get Polish sausage or a
family
big
makes.
brat, something like that.
So I like a
Yeah.
good brat with some snap on it, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
just
You want
a
that casing.
Yeah, I want that casing. I want that
Just
really good
snappy
snap.
casing, yeah.
I don't really care how much, so much how it's cooked, right? I don't like boiled dogs. I think that's
Correct.
disgusting.
I'm in agreement with you
Right,
on
I
that.
would never have that. But
I like
would
it
have,
to be kissed by fire.
Yep, me too.
I'm sorry, as opposed to what?
Anyway, so I like to grill my dogs, right? Once I get a good grill on there, right, I actually prefer a potato bun style hot dog
that's a
bun,
good choice.
right?
That's a very
Something
good
that's a little bit
choice.
thicker, that has a little bit of flavor in its own right, but in terms of like softness, right, it's right there, right?
Right.
Do you
And
toast it, though?
No, untoasted, right?
Am I the only toasted bun guy
Yeah,
here?
Dane,
Come on.
it's a texture thing, right?
Oh,
So I like
I love
biting
the
into a
flaky-
nice smooth cushion
Yeah.
with snap,
Right,
right?
exactly.
But what I do from there, this is where Levi's gonna get grossed out,
Okay.
right? I love grilled onions, but I like
correct.
grilled onions that are grilled with minced garlic and mustard,
Wow, you were just trying to get all the smells
right?
in there.
So what happens is
I do not abide onions
so,
of any
so
kind.
olive oil, right? Onions, right? Grilled up, right?
disagree,
With a
though.
little bit
That
of minced
sounds awesome.
garlic, a little bit of not butter, but a
Yeah.
little bit of mustard, right? Mix that up, get them nice and caramelized,
Mm-hmm.
right? Within that sauce, right? From there, that goes on top of my hot dog, right? But I also like counteractive flavors, right? I'm bouncing off the sweet with a little bit more savory, right? I like that citric acid. I like more of that kind of vinegary taste. So what do I use, right? Sauerkraut, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of sauerkraut over the top of those caramelized onions. And then what I do a kiss of a little bit more mustard on the top, right? I'm okay with Dijon.
Wait, what kind of mustard are you using?
You can use a brown mustard. Brown mustard's fine. A Dijon mustard if you want it a little bit more,
I prefer a little more kick.
a little more kick to it.
Dijon.
But like also too, you could do a horseradish mustard mix, right? Where you mix up the horseradish and the mustard, right? You do a very thin layer because you don't want to overpower that.
No, that's
because
strong.
you're getting a lot of the flavor from the dog and the sauerkraut.
Too much, it turns out like
And-
wasabi.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the onions, right? Lay that out, right? Let that rest, right?
Yeah.
Let all the juices kind of start soaking up into the bread. Jump in.
Yeah, one of the worst experiences of my life. Not when I was told my child had type 1 diabetes, but
I mean,
when
that's up there.
But when I bit into a hot dog that was covered in horseradish sauce that I didn't
my
know was
Lord.
horseradish, but it was in a ketchup bottle,
Ooh.
and I took a bite of that. That was that haunts my dreams at
I'm
night.
sorry about
Yeah.
that.
All
What's
right.
best hot dog? A little honey
Dane, do
dog.
you have a hot dog preference?
I kind of like decided to piggyback on your guys's to kind of let it out there without having to carry on the conversation, but I'm a toasted buns guy. And give me
So-
those grilled onions. I love grilled
So if
onions.
I made my hot dog for you with a grilled bun, would you eat it?
toasted bun, yeah.
Toasted bun?
Yeah, I'd be game for that.
Would you eat my hot dog?
I would. I would definitely take it if offered. It wouldn't be my favorite, but I would take it if offered.
Okay, very nice.
He's
Good
chosen.
to know.
But it's mostly because I like brats better than the regular stuff.
All right.
So anyway,
Nick
we
as,
have
Nick
answered
as our,
this question.
as our Polish, fellow coworker feels uncomfortable with the talk of the Polish dog.
He
So
feels like we need to move on.
gonna
You know
move
what,
on.
though? Because we started
Let's
a little
finish
late
it. We'll
today,
finish
guys,
it out.
we're
Yeah.
giving you an extra 10, 15 minutes here. So we are answering all these questions here.
All right, David Cervantes, any possibility of getting the Koch body wash on TRC?
I wish.
That's a question we may have to ask Andrew and see next time if that's something even doable. I know it's a promotional item from the overseas. I don't know what their stock is.
Yeah.
Dino, Anthony, I heard you put the Ultra Super Graphene Ceramic SiO2 on your CRZ, and it does the K-swap all by itself.
Holy
they
cow.
say it's because of the slickness.
That's
Oh, the
true.
engine just falls out.
That's just how quick it is.
Aaron says he's a Costco hot dog team. Do you put honey on a hot dog? Or you put honey on a hot dog? I do.
Put honey on a
Yeah,
corn
it's
dog.
delicious.
Absolutely.
And corn dogs, amazing. Moto dude, I live in dirt roads in Minnesota. Wash every week and use bead maker, but it seems bead maker is dead after I wash it because of the dirt. Would a ceramic coating be worth the effort to prevent that issue? Honestly, I don't think it's that. It's the amount of dirt that you have on
Yeah.
the surface. Your
It's
car
just getting
isn't
in the way.
fully clean totally.
Underneath,
when you
you're
clean it,
fine.
it's not clean. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Tugger, PSA for an off-label use for bead maker, bottom your kid's snow sled. No, that's true. I spray
We
my
have done
sleds
that.
with that. I didn't do it on the kids' new sleds that they got from Santa. And my wife was like, "These sleds suck," and I said, "Let me see."
Let me Griswold that.
So
ish.
I'm going to be putting some bead maker on there, add a little slickness, and really get that going. So
Yeah.
Alex Dewar, toasted buns are best buns with a ridiculous amount of onions. Okay. Ricardo B, Happy New Year to all of you and your families. See you guys in the new year.
Thank you, Ricardo. Same to you and yours.
David Cervantes says boiled hot dogs are a child thing when you need to make a mass of hot dogs in minimal time.
Not
Untrue. Barbecue grill full of hot dogs is a great time. Aaron says, I've also never heard of a honey hot dog. So, Aaron, barbecue sauce, a little bit of honey, delightful. Absolutely
It's not
delightful.
bad.
It tastes delicious.
pretty great,
David
actually.
Cervantes, I like the slightly doughy buns for hot dogs, toasted buns for burgers. See, that's how I am.
See, I get it.
like
If
the
I'm having
doughiness.
meat with a bun, though, I just like toasted bun.
No, I agree. I agree with the burger,
like a doughy
with toasted
bun.
bun. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
Nice
need to try out
brioche.
classic LA hot dog, toasted white hot dog
Ciabatta.
bread, weenies
that.
wrapped in bacon, caramelized onions, jalapenos, bell peppers, and a Mexico-made Coca-Cola glass bottle. I'll take all that except for the onions, jalapenos, and bell
So
peppers.
my heart.
So he's
hurts
saying he would drink a Coca-Cola.
reading
Oh,
that.
no!
But it
No, I
sounds
wouldn't do
amazing.
that. I didn't
Oh.
finish that part.
I just tried to
Scott
catch it.
Dayoff says,
Got him.
so many jokes missed in the hot dog section.
You know what, though? we
Honestly,
are professionals here. We
Scott-
dodged that bullet.
Yeah, Scott.
That is low-hanging fruit. And
Yeah.
I'm really upset that you would even mention that.
It's open for interpretation, as all of our podcasts
The good
are.
news is Dane said he'd eat both our hot dogs. That's all that matters. Dino saying, have you guys got KCX
For the- oh, my
SF
own.
Christmas edition?
We don't. I wish we did.
Sorry. Wish it.
That was a thing.
Oh, man.
David says it's because G. Davis isn't here. Scott rumor has it he's at custody hearing pushing for his ex to take all the
Oh
kids.
my
He's like,
god.
just take him.
He's like, he's not fighting for him. He's like, take them.
He's gone to court
honestly,
and just
I
said, yeah, no.
G definitely did miss out on this. I hope that he actually does go back and listen to this Q&A because
Oh,
this one's been a ton of fun.
He's going to be sad he missed this one.
Yeah,
for
David
sure.
Cervantes, thanks for the podcast, guys. I'll see you around.
Thank you,
Mary,
Dave.
I'm glad you had a great Christmas.
Yeah.
Glad you had a great birthday. Thankful that you're okay, Alex, or not Alex. I'm sorry, that was David. I
was
thought I was
David,
saying
yeah,
that. So
yeah.
thank you, David. And then Alex, since G. Davis is absent, I look forward to him chiming in later in the comments.
You're not wrong.
right.
You can look forward, I'm sure, to seeing a comment below this video.
Yeah,
So-
David, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Although,
and then we have,
one
Happy
more here.
Bananicus.
do
There
you
we
think
go.
that the mighty 8070 is worth the expense over a Bissell Spot Clean Pro or maybe even a wet dry vac to remove the hot water the best?
Dry vac is
Honestly, I mean, either one of those would work, but I mean, it really depends. Again, what you're buying it for. If you're buying it for your business and it could be a write-off, or you think you're going to have it for years to come, and it depends on the volume that you're doing. Oh man,
Now, before we move on, I'm going to say, since we are right at the end of the show here, as far as like where he mentioned about G. Davis leaving a comment, this will be the last video of Q&A. Once again, we've talked about this
Yep.
on the main Rag Company channel that still shows up after it's been live. It'll remain here on the channel. However, going forward in 2022, all of the Q&As after they've been live within 24 hours, they will disappear from here on the main Rag Company channel and they will appear on the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed to the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel and you go, oh no, I missed a live, you can find it over there. Just make sure that you're subscribed to it so you know when it pops up.
Nice.
That's really all there is
you
to
go.
it.
John Roberts says, Happy New Year. Oh, where are we at? Yeah, Happy New Year, chaps. Thank you so much for the content this year. Top drawer. Polish sausage versus English sausage.
Polish. We already
Polish, man,
explained
I'm
it.
sorry.
Polish.
but I gotta go
English
Polish.
sausage.
I know you haven't asked it in your
Delightful.
picture, but
It's delightful. So much better than the Polish sausage.
Happy New Year. We got Happy New Year. Try
Thank you,
Chinese
Carter.
sausage on a hot dog bun. Oh my God. And then we have 2020, Happy 2022.
Happy New Year. Scott, Happy New Year, everyone. Be good to yourselves. Take care of each other. Much love to the TR Secret. Thank you, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And then Dino, Anthony.
So the great G will make Dane sell his hot dogs from a tiki bar.
That's
what
right.
we can only hope. So guys,
right.
That's how we round out 2021.
That is right.
There you go.
Thank you guys so much for this
Oh.
amazing gear. Right, we're looking forward to what 2022 has to offer. Dane, take it away.
There you go.
You know, that's just the way it goes sometimes. So thank you, everyone, for making this a fantastic 2021, and before that, too. And we look forward to seeing you
And
in
Aaron,
2022.
we're not deleting it from the main channel. It's just going to live on in the podcast
The
channel.
lives like this, where it's happening right now,
It's
will
still happening
continue
here.
to happen on the main channel.
Yeah.
It's simply afterwards. If you miss it,
We just need a place to put it.
the place to find it, you're going to find it over on the Rag Company YouTube channel.
So
So
go
that's how it's
subscribe.
going to work. Don't worry, you guys will get the hang of it. We'll work together on this.
Dino, Happy New
we'll
Year.
See you all in the next year. Take care. Have a good one.
See you
Stay safe,
guys.
everybody.